for metal. Find a store or buy online at metalsupermarkets.com.
You're expanding your business and need to add to your fleet. Maybe you need another semi-truck or trailer. Don't have the cash? I can help. I'm Dylan Cohen at JR Capital, and we offer no money down financing on new and used trucks and trailers. Whether you're an owner-operator or a fleet manager, I'll get the vehicles you need with a simple application and same-day approval. It's faster and easier than asking your banker. Call me, Dylan Cohen, at 602-834-7353, or visit moneyradio.com and click on Finance with Dylan.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention, like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself, or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See, we didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harman Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harman Solar Podcast at harmansolar.com.
Stay ahead of the curve with your commute. ADOT's I-10 Broadway Curve Improvement Project is making great progress. That means better travel times, safer commutes, plus easier access to work, schools, retail, and Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport. Want to stay informed about upcoming closures and construction traffic? Good news, you can get real-time updates on the app, available at i10broadwaycurve.com. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Department of Transportation.
If you're rolling over your 401k to an IRA soon, but not sure if you want to go all in on this crazy market, here's what many retiring professionals are doing. How about a safe and secure IRA offering a contractually guaranteed 10% income bonus that grows 7% annually guaranteed? Your income can double in 10 years. Meanwhile, neither your principal nor your retirement income is ever subjected to a market downturn. Even if the market crashes by 50%, you get the 10% bonus. Your income keeps growing at 7%, and your principal may grow without losses uncapped. You go up with the index, never down, forward, never back. Get a 10% income bonus with a 7% contractually guaranteed growth rate. I compare over 1,200 annuities with a fiduciary duty and can help you retire and stay retired.
Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so compare with leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now. Visit IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Wherever you go, take us along. Listen to our live stream on our free Fanatic app. Download it today.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Monday here on the Daily Blender. And good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, not alongside Randy White. Seems like anytime I take time off, he ends up taking a little extra time off for himself. Whatever. But Ralph is here with us from Harman Solar. Keon is in the control room. That's Keon Rose. I'm not going to say what Randy says because I think it's weird. You guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Happy second half of the year day. That's right. Today is second half of the year day. July 1st is the 183rd day of 2024. Also, it's a leap year. So at midnight tonight, we're halfway through this horrible year. And I'm saying horrible because how damn hot it is. It was just 116 degrees at 2 p.m. I don't know what it is right now, but at 2 p.m. it was 116. Presumably, we're at 117, maybe 118. I don't know. It's just too damn hot.
On the computer here, where it usually has the temperature, it just says heat warning.
Yeah,
like it didn't even bother to give me the numbers. They were just like, stay inside. That's all you need to know.
You're on fire right now if you're outside. So get inside and
stay inside if you can. I mean,
So,
Please.
for all the climate change deniers, I just don't know how it's going for you right now. I mean, it feels like maybe you're running out of things to say.
We live in the middle of a desert.
Yes, but it's never been this
desert.
hot since we've been here. Granted, we've only been keeping records for over 100 years, and there's credibility to the idea that this is just one of the waves that we go through over the thousands of years or even the millions of years. There was no guarantee it was going to be 72 degrees and sunny for anybody anywhere forever. But kind of gives credibility to the fact we might be doing this to ourselves. So,
Not if you live in San Diego.
well, geez. Living in San Diego, weather's nice. Hope you don't like your life. I mean, because there's a lot of rough spots in San Diego. I'm just saying. But anyway, okay. So, what do? We just get through it the best we can. I really feel for anybody who has to work outside. Dear God.
Which is a couple of people who listen to this show.
Harmon Solar.
Your guys
Yeah.
are on roofs, but they're probably off the roof by like noon or something, right?
No, by about 2 to 3 they get off.
Holy crap.
They're in attics. I mean, yeah, this is a brutal job in the summer.
You guys are relentless and cruel taskmasters, making your employees go on roofs at this time of day.
Well, we give them water.
Half a bottle of water is free.
It's not like that high school football coach in North Texas that was just like, yeah, water is optional. It's like, no, you're in Texas. Water is not optional, sir. It is not.
Well, it's all about the customer for Harmon Solar. They can replace these dying workers they have.
Yeah, they're dime a dozen. No,
Falling
I'm
off the
kidding.
roofs left and right.
No, we take care of them. They're good. We have a whole safety department. So
Do you really?
yeah, we do.
Yeah. How many people work in the safety department?
I can't disclose that number, but we do.
Yeah,
have a
there's no
department.
such thing.
No, there
There's
really
no-
is.
Yeah, just
We have
Is
to, have to comply
is
with
it-
OSHA
is-
and everything else.
Is the
so, yeah.
safety department like HR here?
No.
We do have HR. It's just
Hi.
Yeah, Jeffrey, like 5 minutes a month.
Jeffrey's wearing his blender hat right now, or his fanatic hat right now. And then when you go to see him for HR stuff, he takes that hat off and he puts on another hat. Just a
Which is
complete-
basically a GIMP mask, and then people feel
Yeah.
uncomfortable immediately and leave.
Have you
Which is
written
what I
your-
want.
Have you written yourself up?
So many times.
Yeah. Good
So
idea.
many times. Last Optimist says heat island effect is making Phoenix 5 to 8 degrees warmer than it otherwise would be. I don't know what a heat island effect
Is that
is,
the
but
asphalt? Is that what
just
you're talking
means
about?
we should move the hell out of here.
I think it is the asphalt because it absorbs all the heat throughout the day and then
Didn't they have
radiates
like
it
some
back
kind
out at
of
night.
white paint they were going to put on the roads to help that not be so bad? Whatever happened to that
I
idea?
have not felt it. If
They have
that's occurred.
They have a cooling asphalt, but I mean, it's very expensive and they don't do it everywhere. So
Well, how about we just get some the road painters and we just go out there and paint them white? Just drive around and paint the asphalt.
White though?
Well, yeah, that's what you need, or some light gray, whatever it is they were using for the.
That would change the look of everything. I wouldn't like that.
No, I wouldn't like it for a road, but I'd like it for maybe a cooler temperature.
Especially at night where that heat.
Ralph's like,
is
I
still
work
here."
inside, don't care.
Yeah, I mean, just suck it up.
Like,
Nancy,
I'm
it'll be
at a
cool.
desk. I don't know.
We got a month to go. It'll cool down.
Well, Vermont Dogs is not happy. He says, yo, I am working outside right now at a residential construction site in South Phoenix. Check it. I work in the middle of the day, all day, every day.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Well, you already have a certain amount of brain damage, Vermont Dogs. We've been able to assess that by reading your text. But
Wow.
man, we salute you for the ones who have to work outside. Absolutely, we do salute you. I ain't doing it anyway. So it's I don't know. Let me know if it goes over 118. I have to assume today is 118 day. If it was 116 at 2, see, this is the day you could use your weatherman. Your fake weatherman would come in very handy today. But he's, of course, just, I don't know, probably still drunk. Who knows? Anyways, so it is also officially July. Here are the things we have to look forward to in July. Summer Olympics, some of which are sports, many of which are not. But, it's fun to watch. You hope the United States does well in Paris. Few events on the 24th and 25th of July, but the opening ceremonies on the 26th. Games go through to August 11th. You got the ESPY Awards on July 11th. Does anybody care about this?
No.
It's the award show they made up for their network. I just don't care. Like, it just don't.
No.
Well, ever since Norm Macdonald hosted it that one time, there's no reason to go back and watch it again.
Right then.
Mm-hmm. You got Wimbledon, if you like tennis, that's running through the 14th. The Major League Baseball All-Star Game is on the 16th. And, hey, by the way, we are going to talk a little baseball later. Hi, Ralph. How them Dodgers?
Good thing I'm here.
Yeah. Let's see. You got the Open Championship for you golf fans. Starts on the 18th. And then the WNBA All-Star Game is on the 20th. A couple of big movies this month. Twisters is coming out on the 19th. But I saw Twister. Well, why do I need
It's a new one?
Yeah,
it's a
Twisters.
A sequel?
Yes.
Is Helen Hunt in it, or is she dead?
Probably she makes a cameo. She's doing nothing else. Bill Paxton, they asked him if he wanted to be in it. He hadn't worked in so long, he died.
Oh
It's like, I was just shocked that he was asked.
Oh, no.
Wow.
I can't imagine it's going to, I don't know.
It's just, it's going
to be all CGI where Twisters, they did a lot of those special effects and stuff like with real things, not like they were chucking cows or anything, but
cool.
Yeah, they use a lot of cool movie tricks to make that movie. Deadpool and Wolverine coming out July 26th. That's got to be the movie of the year right there. Movie, you don't like Deadpool?
Yeah.
I like the first one. The second one was all right.
Second one was a little forced.
Yeah,
it was a little bit. But this one, you bring Wolverine into it. This ought to be interesting. That ought to be interesting. I don't know. Hopefully it'll be good. Shark Week starts next Sunday. If you like the Shark Week,
I like Shark Week.
Yeah. Oh, for you, Ralph, The Bachelorette returns on Monday.
Oh, good thing. Good thing.
For you, Keon, Exploding Kittens hits Netflix on the 12th.
What?
You don't know that show?
No, I don't.
Oh, I thought you'd know that show.
No.
What is that?
What's it about?
Evidently, God and I think the devil come back to Earth as cats for some reason. I don't know. You're gonna have to go check it on Netflix.
I guess.
Big Brother.
You don't have me. Just because I have cats does not mean that I
I
watch
just figured you'd want to see some exploding kittens.
everything cat related.
Yeah, that's the thing, but I don't think that's what it is, so I'm out. Big Brother's coming back on the 17th, Cobra Kai on the 18th.
I'll watch that.
Here's the thing that I'm intrigued by, but I'm a little disappointed by. The Time Bandits TV series is coming on the 24th to Apple TV, but I saw a little preview shot and I'm like, there ain't one damn midget in this. It's all regular sized people. That was the greatest part of the Time Bandits movie is all the midgets. How can you do Time Bandits without the midgets? I feel like if you're a midget, you should be pissed off too. And for some reason, Futurama's coming back on the 29th.
Yeah, they keep doing that. Look, it's got enough nostalgia in it. It comes back, people get really excited, and then they just don't do anything with it. And then 5 years later, it comes back again.
Yeah,
it's like The Simpsons with more gaps in between.
There's no midgets in Time Bandits. That's the thing that just really
can't say that word.
I just did.
Many times.
By the way,
you're just not going to stop them. Just let it.
Here's all the holidays for the month. We've already had the 4th of July. Everybody got their fingers? Anybody, any injuries in the fourth dimension? Anybody lose any? Holy God, did you see that guy get his head blown off? I didn't watch the video part of him getting his head blown off, but he's out there dancing. I was like, this guy is awesome. And then the video stops and the little thing comes up and says, dude blew his head off. Like, oh.
The guy that put it on his head and lit it.
Yeah.
He's an idiot.
He was wearing a Uncle Sam kind of outfit, doing a little dance, smoking a little something. And then I don't want to see the rest. I don't need to see the rest.
Yeah, me too. I could live without that. And am currently.
So, yeah, all the fingers are good. That's good. Hopefully everybody didn't lose their digits. Here's the rest of the holidays. I'm going to put air quotes, holidays. National Video Game Day is on the 8th. Nerds. National French Fry Day on the 12th. Amazon Prime Day on the 16th and 17th. And then National Ice Cream Day on the 21st.
Those are good days.
Yeah, they're okay. They're okay.
I like ice cream.
So anyway, welcome to July, everybody. Let's go to the text line. Oily Stool says, Twisters is coming out in theaters. Is that related at all to Twisties, one of Moist One's favorite websites? Oh boy, don't look it up. I'm just not going to look it up.
That's why would you bring that up? Moist One didn't even bring that one up.
Moist One says it doesn't help that Ryan Reynolds plays the same smartass person in every single movie. It doesn't hurt.
Average
you know,
Joe.
know your role. You know,
I play the same smart ass person in every radio show I do. So, Average Joe says Exploding Kittens is a card game, which has nothing to do with the TV show. Now I know even more about something I don't care about. Navy Brad says, Happy Monday, Jeffrey and Keon. Welcome to the Monday show, sir.
Wow, that's what I get. Really?
I forget what sir is about.
I don't.
What is it?
I don't either. It's
I know exactly what it's about.
Suck it,
What was
Ralph.
Like stupid idiot Ralph? Like sir? I don't know.
Suck it, Ralph.
Oh, suck it, Ralph. Suck it, Ralph.
It's just more.
Just be thankful that I'm
It's just a
back.
more streamlined way of saying it.
People should be bowing to me.
Sorry, that was a legitimate spit take. Right there. Last Optimist says the Deadpool 2 Christmas special, Once Upon a Deadpool with special guest Fred Savage, was the best Deadpool 2 version. Oh, I don't know if I saw that. Let's see here. And he also says, oh, no, he already said that. Educated sports dude. You don't have to write educated sports dude on the front of every one of your texts. Seems like you're not that educated if you have continued to do that after all the times I've told you to knock it off.
Wow.
But back to your text. Shark Week started last night. It was awesome. Oh, this Sunday. Oh, okay. I don't understand Shark Week. Is it that exciting? You're just
Sharks.
watching shows on sharks.
It's sharks.
It just depends on how much you like sharks. Sharks
I
are pretty
like
cool.
sharks. They are cool. Yeah, you're right. But, after a while.
They attack, kind of like you just did that
There-
last texter. I mean,
There
same
are
thing.
51 weeks out of the year you don't think about sharks, and you get 1 week to think about sharks.
Yeah.
I only think about sharks when I start to walk out into the ocean and I think, I'm going to stay close.
that's where you don't want to be thinking about sharks.
That's where you should be thinking about sharks.
In your living room, you're safe.
There is a lower percentage chance of being attacked by a shark in your living room, but I'm not going to say it's 100%.
I can't rule it out.
Yeah. Educated Sports Dude says that 90s show dropped part 1 in Netflix. Don't care. Cobra Kai part 2 in November. Don't care. Olympic start with soccer and no, I don't care. Rugby I care about. Yeah, I already said all that stuff about the Olympics, dude. Wilbur says 49 years ago, back in late June, the movie Jaws came out. I questioned my parents as to why they let a couple of kids who are barely 12 go to this thing by ourselves.
Because they're cool.
I say that's great parenting.
Yeah.
My parents didn't let me watch anything, and then I was like 10 and Jaws came on, and we watched that, and that was brutal. I had nightmares for weeks.
So, Mr. Wilbur, when your parents sent you the movie, what did it sound like?
He did say that at a certain point in his life, he did start to lose his eyesight. He might have been able to see as a
Probably
child.
right before he started dressing the way he dresses.
Oh my God!
It's probably.
Oh, wait,
when
so
that-
he could see at one point? I didn't know that. I thought he was.
I
born
didn't
that
know that either. I don't know.
He brought it up once.
Did he?
So you got to see Jaws. Good for you.
Did you get to see Jaws, or did you hear crunch, crunch, crunch? Because they don't make rawr noises. It's just all the crunching of the wood from the boat, and people going, "I'm being eaten by a shark."
Does he know what wood looks like?
He knows what it feels like. All right.
I knew that was coming.
Navy Brad says 118 today, new record high. Okay, well, let's see. It might still go up a little bit. We're in the heat of day right now, so thanks for the update on that, Navy Brad. Fifth letter says my favorite guest is back on the blender. What up, Ralph? What up, Keon and Jeffrey? Cheers to a productive week.
What up?
What would make what productive?
If I'm here, it's productive.
It's
been great.
Pregnant. I mean, how are we producing anything? What are you talking about productive? And how are how's your being here productive?
I make things happen and it moves a lot better.
When does that start?
I think you are underestimating the ability of this show to accomplish absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
Wow.
We are
accomplished
determined.
at that, if nothing
Wow.
else.
We are determined.
Determined to do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Moist one says, just had to look up twisties. Where are all the dudes? Okay, we're not talking about this anymore. You know? I don't want to know. Let's not know.
No, I don't. Listen,
Don't Google it on radio station equipment.
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
King Kitten says 116 currently at Sky Harbor with expected high of 117, chance of 118. Historical heat wave continues through the week. Well, Navy Brad just gave us the 118 thing, so I don't know quote your sources. Is that something I'm saying about Stephen A. Smith, or am I saying that about the weather? Quote your sources.
Both, because he should do that too. He's
It both applies.
very bad at it.
Let's see here. Haruto is with us. He
Oh,
says,
it's been a
hello,
while.
Mr. Rose, Mr. O'Brien, Mr. Romano. Oh, the respect.
He's a good guy.
I just returned to Hawaii after a brief visit to Japan for business. What business? You pick pineapples. But how is there?
But
yeah, that's what
but
Haruto does when he's in
I
Hawaii.
I think like his family and stuff is in Japan though, so it could be family
So
stuff.
you're a businessman in Japan and you're a pineapple picker in Hawaii?
Do they sell pineapples to Japan?
No, that's a good question.
I don't think that would be specifically Haruto's job
could
to
be a
sell the
distributor.
pineapples.
I'm not putting him down.
Like, now you take them over to Japan and you sell them yourself. Like I don't think that's
Yeah,
No, I'm
listen,
not like on the corner.
I'm
Yeah.
not putting Haruto down for this. This is more a matter of, I mean, I would understand you're a businessman in Japan and you go to Hawaii just to be in Hawaii. Yeah, I'm here picking pineapples, living the life, enjoying the beach and all the things that Hawaii has to offer. You seem smarter than any of us. So I'm not putting you down, but I'm not sure what business you're doing in Japan, I guess. But that's my thing. I'll go on with the rest of your text. He says, I don't like sharks. One of them bit my friend who was surfing and he needed extensive stitches. Please stay out of the ocean. It's a dangerous place.
Already do.
Yeah, I agree.
As previously mentioned by Ralph, we are in a desert. We are not in any danger.
You're good.
I'll wade out into like the Atlantic Ocean to a point, and I start to kind of look around, like because it's cause you forget it because it's a hotter ocean than the Pacific. The Pacific, you're like, holy crap, you're not staying in that. But you go a little further into the Atlantic than you should, and you're kind of like, I feel like this is the depth the shark would get me.
You didn't like boogie board or surf growing up?
No.
No?
I lived here, and I never.
Oh, you lived here?
Yeah, I never got to go to the ocean.
I mean, I grew up on the beach, so.
Yeah. And then when I did go to the ocean up in Oregon, that's not a swimming place. It's a freezing cold place.
Yeah, that's
so
really cold.
I missed out on a lot of that. But, I did have a lot of fun at the Gilbert Junior High pool where we would always do these crazy dives from the high dive. And then this one kid, Todd, we call them suicide dives. It's where you jump and you're flat like this to belly flop and you pull out at the last second. Todd forgot to pull out. Anyway, he forgot to pull out of his dive and he went bam, and his bottom teeth came right through his underneath his lip. He got a hole in his lip, right? He's like, "Can you see my teeth?" Yeah, so he had to go to the doctor. But that's what we did. We did crazy dives and got thrown out of that pool on a regular basis. I don't even know. Gilbert Junior High is not even a junior high anymore. I think it's like an elementary school or something. What'd you do, Keon?
No, that just sounds terrible. Growing up, we went to like the lake.
Oh, and we talked to girls too. We did that.
Like the nice lake.
Yeah.
No sharks in lakes. Yeah.
Alligators?
No, not really.
Not
Not where
really.
we were. I didn't live in Louisiana. I mean, there weren't gators where we were.
Well, there's plenty to be scared of in Louisiana in there.
Yeah.
All right, listen, we got to take a break. When we come back, we'll get caught up on this text line. We got a lot of sports stuff we got to talk about. I don't even know if we'll be able to get to football day. So much stuff has happened since I've been gone. I might need a little bit of an update, but we got tons and tons of stuff that have happened in the sports world, and we'll get to that when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Major League Baseball, the Arizona Diamondbacks beginning a 4-game series tonight against the Atlanta Braves. 7-game homestand to close out the first half of the year. Arizona has won 6 of their last 8 games, coming off a series with San Diego, which they took 2 of 3. Atlanta minus a run and a half tonight, minus 115 on the run line. Arizona getting a run and a half, minus 105. On the money line, Atlanta minus 195, the Diamondbacks plus 165, and the over-under run total is at 7.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-345-2789. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-345-2789. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-345-2789. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-345-2789. 800-345-2789 or biglou.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ken Barkley here, reminding you to check out You Better You Bet. Why, you ask? Well, because we bring the fun, the insight, and all the wagertainment you need. Plus, hopefully, we win a couple bets along the way. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come with them, obviously. Plus, betting analysis from some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. Join myself and Nick Costos and tune into You Better You Bet. Weekdays from noon to 3 on Arizona's sports betting station 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Barry Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. A little bit later, I've got a cool announcement for everybody. Some deals have been made, some papers have been signed, and we'll have something to tell you about what is coming up for the football season here on 1580, The Fanatic. Right now, let's try to get caught up on the text line. And here we go. Rye Guy says, is that guy's handle Educated Sports Fan? Well, then. Oaktown Destroyer says, hey guys, hope your Monday is awesome. Like you all. Can't wait till football, fantasy football, college football. Well, I'm telling you, we've got all that football. And what I'm going to talk about here in a little bit also includes the college football. Going to have tons of college football this year. Fifth letter says, being a Laker and a Trojan fan is always productive.
Yes, it is. Great. That's a great text. Text of the day right now.
Well, he's just an insufferable suck up to you because you're a Lakers fan. That's it. That's all that is. King Kenton says National Weather Service reports that Phoenix has now set a new record as the temperature hit 116 on July 8th for the first time. Well, now it's 118, so that record has already been broken. Wilbur says Ralph grew up on the beach. What was her name?
Wow. There was a few of them.
I don't get it. Do you get it? I don't get it. What does that mean?
Well, because beach sounds a lot like
right.
Oh, well, that's dumb.
Yeah. And that's why nobody laughed.
Big Jake says, I'm a professional pool man. I get paid well, but dealing with the sweltering heat, part of the job description, you do get used to it, although skin cancer is most likely in my future, and that sucks. Well, Big Jake, can you try to avoid the later parts of the day? It sounds like you get to choose your own hours, but if you're a busy, successful pool man, there are probably not enough hours in the day. Either way, we salute you. Navy Brad, yes, thank you. He's sent the graphic to prove that he was right on his 118. Big George says, hello, gentlemen. Happy Monday. Great to have the show back after a summer hiatus. It was only a couple days off. I mean, the boys were doing the show the last Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. He says, wow, what could have been for the Diamondbacks this past week if Paul Sewald had not blown 2 games in L.A. and San Diego? Wait a second. What are you talking about in L.A.?
He blew game 1.
Yeah, with that. Oh, I see. You're combining the two. Because I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that the Diamondbacks beat the Dodgers 2-1 in that series.
Yeah, they did. But then he blew the first one. They could have swept them. And he blew one in San Diego, too.
So what's wrong with your Dodgers that we've been handling you guys all year like this?
What?
Well, go ahead and take a look at the record.
Okay.
Between the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers,
I like how you added that again.
What?
That you added, go take a look at the record. You meant between the two, not the record.
Well, yeah, that's what he said. The Diamondbacks are handling the.
What's the record? What's the record between the two?
By beating them.
Between the two.
Yeah,
not the record between them and the rest of the.
He's asking you why the
league.
Dodgers can't beat the Diamondbacks. That's the question.
What's the head-to-head record?
Clean your ears. The head-to-head record for this season?
Yeah.
Diamondbacks more, Dodgers less. I don't have it in front of me. Hold on. I'm not ready for that part yet.
Wow, you're not ready for the question.
No, hold on. I'm just ready to brag. I don't have it in front of me.
No.
But I know that the Diamondbacks have beaten the Dodgers more than the Dodgers beating the Diamondbacks. That I know at least. Keon will get that for me.
Really?
Working on it.
Yeah, he'll get it.
Well, I can tell
He
you.
can get twisties off his damn computer. Whatever the hell.
Yeah,
that
it was
is.
never on the computer. Because I already knew what that was. And no.
Oh, really?
And no.
You'll have to tell me off air because I have no idea. I have no idea. I only got to watch Disney movies when I was even now.
Yeah, this was not. No, you know what? No.
So it's 4-5. So they played 9 games. Diamondbacks have won 5. Dodgers have won 4.
Yeah, so we're beating you. So what's your problem?
Okay.
What's wrong with your team?
Wow. Well, I can tell you what happened last week is Christian Walker is what happened.
I know, right?
He's a beast against the
Holy
Dodgers.
crap.
I mean, that guy.
How's he not in the Major League Baseball All-Star game?
Because he plays other teams too, not just the Dodgers.
If only we could only
If you
play
just
the
play
Dodgers.
the Dodgers every game, Christian
I mean,
Walker would be.
Dave Roberts came out and said he's like Babe Ruth against us. I mean, it was just crazy.
But here's
mad
the thing.
respect.
If you look at Christian Walker and his numbers, there's other guys who are in the All-Star game with lesser numbers. You know, he has his ops is 0.857. His OWAR is 2.2. His DWAR is 0.1.
You know what none of that means.
0%. I just thought maybe I'd deliver that and then nobody'd say a thing. All I know is Christian Walker has got better numbers of some kind than people who are in the game.
Yeah, what's his average this year? Do you have his stats up?
No, I don't. I was hoping Keon would have that up by now.
Oh, okay. I didn't. I thought you were saying numbers, so I thought you had.
I told you.
OR and DR.
When we talked about it later, I was going to pull up the score, the stats.
Yeah. So his numbers for this season, his batting average is 268. He's got 22 homers on the season, 64 RBI, a couple of stolen bases, on base percentage is 340, slugging 513. And then Jeffrey had the other numbers.
He's a little above average for the league. If you look at those numbers, I mean, he's got more than above average for the home runs. 22 is good. RBI is 60. That's good. His average is it's okay. Yeah, it's a guy that can hit or miss the All-Star team. That's not a
Walker is having a better season than Pete Alonso.
Did Pete Alonso get in? I need to get in by vote, or did he get in afterwards?
Yeah, he's in there. He's on the All-Star.
I think he got in.
And MLB All-Star game is fan vote, right?
It's a combination of things.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a few different pieces to it.
Yeah, Pete Alonso has 18 homers. That's lower. 243 batting average.
Lower.
That's lower. 48 RBI. That's lower. Yeah, actually, everything's across the board.
Just saying.
Yeah. On base and slugging percentage is lower. It's all lower, straight across the board. Wins above replacement. Pete Alonso is 1, and
Wordle
Christian
scores
Walker
are
is
higher.
2.8.
His Wordle scores.
I mean, come on.
Just all of it.
Yeah, again, those are both guys that they're hit or miss to get into the game. There's a bunch of politicking that goes on. So a lot of the coaches pick some of the stuff too.
And with the fans, like Pete Alonso's just the bigger name. Like
he is.
He as a rookie, he had that showing at the home run derby. He's kind of been more of a household name than Christian Walker is. So at least with the fan portion of the voting, he's got more sway there. And then if managers have a preference and all that other stuff, then you end up with this.
I mean, Ketel Marte made it. I mean, that's great.
Yeah, we got one guy.
He's having a great year. I mean,
Kettle Metal, of course, is going to make it. But how about your Dodgers? How many guys you got?
6. They're the most.
See what
of
I'm saying?
anybody. Yeah, well, but they deserve it.
Except for when they play the Diamondbacks.
And actually, they should have 7 in, but the one guy hasn't made it, and he should have made it.
Which guy?
Gavin Stone. I mean, he's having a great year so far.
Does he have like a rock hard jaw, like this big jaw? Because the game like Gavin Stone, you better have just a rock hard jaw.
He's got something, I'm sure.
My name is Gavin Stone.
He's having a hell of a year, but he didn't make it, and he should. But you can, you don't need to take 7, 8 guys from one team. I mean, I think that kind of takes away from it. I don't like that, but.
So I'm looking at the last bunch of games for the Diamondbacks. This is weird. They've been losing the first game of every series, but winning every series. They dropped one to the Athletics, and then they won 2. They dropped one to the Dodgers, and they won 2. They dropped one to the Padres, and they won 2. So I guess tonight we're going to lose to the Braves. Okay. I mean, listen, are we breaking even yet?
Yeah.
Have we caught up?
Literally 500.
See, Randy was right. Randy was right. He just says, hang in there with it, and we'll see what happens before the All-Star break.
I mean, they're not going to catch the Dodgers, but they have a great shot at the wild card.
Mhm.
The wild card's wide open in the
Oh,
National
yeah.
League. I mean, there's so many
like
teams there.
all of the wild card spots are still open. There isn't. It's not like you're gonna come squeaking in at the last All-Star or not All-Star spot, the last wild card spot. You've
Right.
got all of them are possible to get. So I just think time for the Diamondbacks to get to work.
I mean, Phillies and Dodgers are going to pull away like they're doing. Milwaukee has a shot at pulling away. I think the wild card's going to be wide open. So
Big George says the Padres got 5 All-Stars, and it's ridiculous that they get 5. The Diamondbacks, defending NL champions, only have 1. WTF? Well, I'll tell you, TF, it's this year. Doesn't matter if you're defending a title from last year. It's about how the teams are playing and how the players are playing this year. So, yeah, I feel like, maybe we should have more than one guy in there, but it's not, it could go either way. I'm not going to get uptight about it.
Yeah. And when you look at like a team like the Dodgers and their payroll, like why is that surprising? the guys they went out and got are really good players.
Their payroll's deferred.
King of Kittens.
But you're still paying it.
Arizona Channel 3 and 5 both report 118. He says it's only 116 at Sky Harbor. Well, there's more places that record weather than just Sky Harbor. It's not, that is the official point for Phoenix. I don't know where Channel 3 has got it here in the metro, but I don't know. Ask them. Quit bothering us about weather. We don't have our fake weatherman here today.
Wow.
He's going to bristle at that.
I wonder if Randy Witten did a food eating contest for 4th of July, because he's smelling some blood in the water after what's his name got thrown out. Joey Chestnut got thrown out of the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. This guy who won it, Patrick Bertoletti, he only had like 51 hot dogs.
58.
I thought it was 50. Really?
51 was the women's champion.
Oh, well, it might as well have been the woman. 51, 58. Who gives a crap?
Yeah,
I mean, Joey Chestnut would have put 20 more down.
Yeah, he was in the 70s. I mean, it ruined the whole event. It absolutely ruined it. I was upset.
Yeah, but Joey Chestnut's got to pay his rent. You know what I'm saying? So I don't blame him.
Yeah, there's a lot of behind that. They're saying that was all BS, that he could have actually gone, but he didn't want to. I don't know. He's got this big thing happening next month with Yoshi, whatever his name was. Kobayashi. Him and Kobayashi are doing an event next month, and they're really pubbing that, and they think that's why he missed this on purpose. So
because it would be tough to do this and then a month later have another eating competition. Your stomach would be destroyed. I mean, it should already be destroyed the first time. If you do it twice, good Lord.
Yeah, but does it really matter? Here's the thing. You're watching a bunch of guys shovel hot dogs into their gob. You're not, who cares if it's 78 or 58? You're just watching to see who gets the most, and that dude won, and okay, we all go on with our lives. I mean, if you're watching it for entertainment, I don't know that it matters. That it doesn't matter, because I've never watched one of these things, so I don't know where the entertainment value is.
It's like any competition. I think if you're watching it for entertainment, then you want to see the best out there.
58 is like going to a football game when the score is 3-0. That would be a prime example. It's just boring.
What is he shoving hot dogs in his face?
Yeah, but 58, come on, that's just weak.
It's a lot of hot dogs to me.
It's really not. I mean, if the women's champ does 51 and all you can manage is 7 more.
Listen, 58 hot dogs ain't a few. Okay, that's a lot.
Then that tells you that the competition was bad before.
Sure.
Because Joey Chestnut is the gold standard, but then everybody else, the field sucks.
It does, absolutely.
So like the competition wasn't great before then.
No, I agree.
You had Joey Chestnut in a bad field.
If 58 hot dogs is a bad football game, then 78 hot dogs is like watching Madonna on a video. Is that what we're saying?
Well, now we're talking young Madonna or old
58
Madonna.
wieners in her mouth?
Because old Madonna, I don't want to watch. You're talking young or old?
They're both a little weird and disturbing.
Yeah, but one's a lot better than the other.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll take Like a Virgin versus today's version of Like a Virgin, which is just scary.
Yeah. If that came at you, you'd be a virgin the rest of your life. You'd be like too traumatized.
That's so true.
Navy Brad says, Jeffrey, nice Camaro picture behind you in front of U.S. Navy ships. Oh yeah. That's the July one there. Yeah, good eye there, Navy Brad. Moist one says Joey did a hot dog eating competition on the 4th and he ate 57 in 5 minutes. So what?
Wait, that's
he lost then in a different place
in 5 minutes. The competition's 10 minutes.
Hey.
he was one hot dog short in half the time.
All right,
The guy's
well, there
a
you go.
beast.
He has not lost a step, I guess.
Not at all.
You know what's interesting is the woman that won, her husband is a competitor too. He competed in the males event. So they both are major league
Good
eaters.
God. Would you hate to go to dinner with these people?
Could they be,
These
it would be
animals?
funny, right?
Yeah, you're going on a double date. You're just like, what is happening? What? This
I don't
bill is
wanna
going to be
sitting in a table in the same
$1,000.
restaurant with them.
That'd be funny to watch.
You see them walk in, I'm like, check. Just come on. No, you haven't ordered yet. Don't care. We're leaving.
I'm disgusted. I'm no longer hungry.
He married her for a reason. That's all I'm going to say.
By the way, here's another thing. It's not, listen, competitive eating is not sport. So, but we do like to tip our hat to achievements and other things. But 70 centurions gathered in Italy. I don't know if you heard about this, Ralph. They broke the world record for world's oldest gathering, previous held by the debate last month. That and by the way,
That's great.
You've got what? I think we have to take a break.
Yeah.
I think we have to take a break.
Got to compose myself.
When we come back, just a bunch of stuff. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. The entire show is just a bunch of stuff, bunch of sports stuff, bunch of weird stuff. I don't know that we'll get into football, but when we come back, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys in on some things about the football season that's coming up. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Not all policies will qualify. Not available in all states.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow, it's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with a surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is living with pain.
There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
ADOT presents Terrifying Jobs.
Bull Rider, take two. Today we're talking with Clifford Maxwell, a rodeo bullfighter. His job? Distract raging bulls from going after thrown riders. Cliff, this seems like a really terrifying job. Why do you do it?
I love protecting the bull riders when they get bucked up.
How big are these bulls?
12 to 2,200 pounds of pure muscle.
You're not cowed by any of this, obviously. Is there anything that scares you?
Yeah. Distracted drivers terrify me.
This message is brought to you by ADOT, CABA, and this station.
At Desert Wholesale Diamond, we pride ourselves on providing top-tier quality, unmatchable prices, and excellent service. I'm Diamond Dave, and my track record in the diamond industry dates back 4 generations. I've eliminated the traditional middlemen, providing you with direct access to wholesale markets.
I'm Jada Cantor, and we offer you the best diamond buying journey of your life. With 3 wholesale offices and a dedicated production team, we make it easy for you to buy diamonds at unbeatable wholesale prices.
Our 34 years of industry leadership proves our dedication, and we continue to lead the way in all areas, particularly in lab-grown diamonds.
Save yourself from paying retail. Experience the most pleasant diamond buying experience ever. Meet Diamond Dave and his team, who are all waiting to assist you with your wholesale diamond purchase.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450, 480-397-2450, or follow him on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's at Diamond Dave, Kantor.
So, what's your favorite thing about sports? The excitement, the action, or the 5-meat pizza and the six-pack?
Bingo.
That's what we thought. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
James Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and man of the day, Danny Trejo. I don't know what happened. I don't care what happened, but if an 80-year-old Danny Trejo is getting ready to brawl on the 4th of July, that says America to me. Machete got pissed off. Danny Trejo got into fisticuffs, almost got into some handcuffs, but I guess Danny and some friends were cruising in their lowriders in the Sunland Tujunga parade in California. Somebody pelted them with water balloons. So they got out of their cars and they started brawling. In the video of the event, you can see Danny fall backwards off a curb. He went down. He's 80. He's 80, but he got right back up and rejoined the fight. So they talked to him after the incident, said he was sad about the whole thing, but not only for the way he reacted, but for the fact that grown men felt the need to throw water balloons. He was mad because you don't throw water balloons at people and you don't throw them at their cool cars. And he said he's pretty sure they got targeted because they were Mexican, because nobody else was getting attacked. I wonder if maybe it could have been because they recognized Danny Trejo and thought it'd be funny to him with water balloons. So may not be racist, may just be that, but
still an a-hole either way.
Yeah, it's bad either way. But if they are the only Mexicans in the whole thing that get water ballooned, it's plausible. Anyway, he claims that when the first water balloon was thrown, somebody yelled acid. So they were like, holy crap. They thought they were getting hit by acid balloons and they freaked out a little bit. So the police showed up. By then, the crowd had left and nobody got arrested. But 80 and still throwing punches.
I mean, I don't know. Him and Ron Perlman are the two older dudes that I just wouldn't mess with those guys. I think they're serious. And
yeah,
if you try and push them to a certain point, they're going to try to break you. And I believe them. I believe that is going to happen.
I think I would be more scared of Danny Trejo than I would be of Ron Perlman. I mean, Ron Perlman, I don't know. Danny Trejo was in prison. Ron Perlman's an actor. Okay. He's a thick dude. I'll give you that, but he's old as hell.
Yeah, it's just he's got this menacing way of talking that I don't know if that's real. I'm just not going to try and find out.
Well, Danny Trejo always looks like he's going to cut you. Like even when he likes you, you're not sure if you're going to get stabbed.
I know Danny Trejo was in prison, but that's not why he scares me. It's when he starts talking in a way that's just like he's mad about something. There's just warning bells in my head. I'm like, that's not a person to be messed with. That you just don't push that guy and you're okay.
It's wise. And then you got him out there in his car and, he's just trying to chill. And all of a sudden this is happening and it's hot out there. Listen, California is hotter than it is here right now. You saw there was 129 was it Death Valley or Palm Springs? Or
Death
Palm
Valley.
Springs was 126 or something.
Probably Death
Crazy. And a lot of California is under all that heat. It's so hot that Alec Baldwin, now he shoots his cinematographers with a super soaker. So that's
wow.
It's safer for
that is
everybody.
just how damn hot it is. Big George says, is that A-Dot bull riding commercial there? They say take two. I want to know what happened in take one. Did the bull rider get stomped to death by the bull? Now that's scarier than distracted driving. That's a good point.
Clearly not to that guy.
That's a good point. Those are dumbass commercials, by the way. I mean, we're against distracted driving, but let's be honest, those are dumbass commercials.
There's a better way to make that point.
By the way, it's not the worst one we have. Satellites from space might be the worst one we have.
I disagree with that.
It's the one I take the most crap for.
Maybe I'm the one that's still impressed by the fact that satellites beam you information from space that you can actually get the pricing of solar on the top of your house from just typing in some information, and then a satellite sends the information to you about how much you would have to pay. I don't know. Maybe I'm just
okay. Well, then I take it back.
I'm genuinely impressed by this, and I'm kind of shocked that other people are like, yeah, that's not impressive at all. Satellites.
Everybody mocked my performance in it, so I just figured
Well,
it was bad.
it's the fourth dimension. They're just
Yeah.
inherently mean. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, and I'm not kidding. When I went to the HarmanSolar.com and I used that thing, it was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it works well.
Yeah, and when I was up in Oregon, my last vacation, and I was up in Oregon, and I was standing on the beach with my sisters, and I look up as it's at night. Remember, this is when I was taking pictures. And I'm one of the people who did take pictures of of the Northern Lights, but I didn't post them because everyone else already had. But I took pictures, and so we're standing there, we're kind of chilling, and I'm looking up, and all of a sudden I'm like, what the hell is that? Well, that is moving fast. They're like, oh, that's a satellite. See, I've been a victim of light pollution my entire life living here in the valley. I had no idea that they had satellites that were moving. I thought most of them were in geosynchronous orbit because all my experience with satellites and radio has been with satellites in geosynchronous orbit. I didn't know. So you're telling me we got all these things just zooming around and orbiting the Earth. Yeah. How the crap are they not running into each other up there? Just what a
lot of planning.
There's thousands of them up there. So I'm watching, and with my bare eye, I see I was like, wow, that was cool. I'd never seen a satellite zooming through my field of vision before. So here in the valley, you look up, you're like, look, I see a star. You don't see satellites here.
You barely see the stars, to be honest.
Well, you have to go out into the desert to see them.
Yeah.
I did that once. I did do that once.
You can see them in the desert.
Here's what I did. Here's how dumb I am. I was young, and I took my vehicle in a gal. We're like, hey, let's go see the stars without all this light pollution. So we drive out into the desert, and I pull up, and then oh, wow, this is great. I'm sitting in the inside of the vehicle, and I started trying to clean my windshield, not realizing it's not smudges, but that's the light of the galaxy, that the streak. I was like, what the heck is this on my windshield here? She just looked at, I never got to see her again.
Yeah, it's the last date, right?
Yeah. She's like, you're a moron. I'm like, I know what it looks like. I just didn't expect to see it because I've lived in light pollution my entire life. Anyway, Wilbur says, Ralph, when LeBron runs for president, will he name Bronny as his vice president since they like working close together?
I think he'd be Secretary of State.
What gives Bronny qualifications to be Secretary of State?
About the same qualifications of the people that we have there now. Nothing.
I have no idea who the Secretary of State
I have no idea either.
Yeah, so they may or may not be qualified. I genuinely don't know.
I love you throwing shade at that person and you find out, no, actually they do.
I'm just throwing shade at politics. I mean,
but if I live in a country where a professional athlete becomes president, I'm moving.
Yeah, but a lot of people said that when an actor became president too. Everybody says they're leaving. Nobody leaves.
It's just that is.
We've had professional athletes in politics.
In politics, I'm talking about the president.
No. Gerald Ford. Didn't he play in the NFL, or is he just a college guy?
Look, if you were a professional athlete, but you went to college and you studied law and you understand the Constitution and all of the other things you would need to know to be president, fine. But that's it. LeBron has done none of those things, and I don't want LeBron to be president. That just no.
He's pretty smart, dude.
I think if he was, the Lakers would be better. He would mandate
Jeannie
something.
Buss for vice president. You know why? Because she's got the money.
Something.
You got to give her.
No, that's true. You got to.
She can be secretary.
You need someone
of
to
State.
finance these
political
political
ads.
ads.
Yeah.
Like, Jeannie, go get me some coffee. She's like, that's not what the Secretary of State does. So let's talk about this. Dan Hurley, he was supposed to become the Lakers head coach, then didn't become the Lakers head coach. How much did they offer him? It was 6 years and $70 million.
I think so.
He has signed with UConn 6 years, $50 million. He $20 million didn't want to coach the Lakers.
Well, I would
also the taxes are different in Connecticut as opposed to California.
To be fair, taxes, and to be really fair, his wife said, "I don't think so."
Oh, really?
He said that
that was the reason.
When he
was the reason.
Agreed to the interview with the Lakers, his wife kind of lost it.
She freaked out on him.
What's her problem?
She doesn't want to live in LA.
She could stay home.
Nope. That's why he did
They're
not go
old
there.
people. She can
Trust
stay
me.
there. He can go there.
He dangled $70 million in front of her, and she said, "Sign that, and we're done."
She didn't say
What
that.
I don't think she said that.
Oh, I
Sign
guarantee
that,
you she
we're
did.
done.
Sign that. We're done. And I'm taking
Sign for $70 million,
and I'll
we're
take
done?
half. And I'll take half.
And
Well, then you divorce immediately, and then you get
Right.
nothing.
But he said he said she did chill out after the specifics of the money were involved, because the money didn't come up initially. He was just like, oh, I'm taking this interview with the Lakers, and then she was like losing it. And then when the money came up, it was like, okay, hold on, we might be able to do something. But then they chose to stay in Connecticut because she's not a big city person. It doesn't seem like
it would have been
seems-
a bad decision for him to move to LA.
Yeah, I'm sure that when he came home just the other day, she looked at him and said, "Wait, what? You were offered $70 million for 6 years by the Lakers. Why you took 50 in 6 years for UConn?" And he's like, "I try to tell you, I tried. You don't listen."
I don't think she's got a problem with it, honestly. She gets a little bit of the best of both worlds. He's got a boatload of cash, and she doesn't have to move to LA, where
Could've been a
she
bigger
did
boat.
not want to go.
Could have been a much bigger boat.
But a much bigger boat in a city she hates. So, like, a little bit less money, but you're making millions. Her lifestyle is going to be upgraded regardless. She's not going to care.
I'm sure it's already pretty good anyway.
It's good to begin with.
Maybe they're going to get him some NIL money. Can coaches get NIL money?
They already. It's called when they are in commercials.
Oh yeah.
when Nick Saban was in a commercial, that was already.
It's called when they're in commercials.
So we're getting NIL
all those
money.
Aflac commercials. Like that's.
Oh, this is awesome. I didn't realize it. You, me, we're getting NIL money.
Yeah.
Ralph is appearing for free.
We're
today.
just catching the students up to where everybody else was already.
All those Harmon Solar spots you're paid to do. That's NIL.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I get paid. You
All right.
You get nothing extra. You're just here.
I'd have to give money.
We're gonna have to talk about that later. Oily Stool says,
No, we're not.
I think Dan Hurley needs to divorce that bitch. Whoa,
Wow.
easy, Oily
Wow.
Stool. That's not very
That is
Canadian
just
of you.
an over the
That's
top.
very Canadian of you.
You've never had to
Wow.
move somewhere and had to tell a partner, like, look, I got to do this, or I might have to do this, and they're just not happy to hear it. Why? How does that make her a bitch?
Yeah, let's
Chill,
not
man.
use that sort of
Wow.
language on the ladies unless they really deserve it.
Absolutely wild overreaction. She just didn't want to move to LA. They talked about it. They didn't move to LA. What's the problem?
Kiss the Cook says, "Hey, Darwin of the Year award goes to the guy with those fireworks off on his head." Oh yeah. We were talking about that.
And how we did not watch it and will not.
Not watching the video. He was doing a cool dance there at first. That dude was smooth right up until the point where the video stopped. I don't want to see it. Where were we here? Oh yeah. One more thing about baseball. No, I forgot to mention this. Thank you, Boston Red Sox. That was great. That was just great.
Oh, beating the Yankees.
Yeah. They got 2 games out of the 3. Now, the second game, the Yankees pummeled them. But the end result, Boston Red Sox, is exactly what I look forward to. I don't care about the Boston Red Sox. I don't care about them except for when they're beating the Yankees. And it seems like a lot of times the Boston Red Sox have the Yankees number. And because I hate the Yankees so very, very much, I have to thank Boston Red Sox so very, very much. Thank you.
Yankees have been struggling lately, so
I love that.
they've really been struggling.
Good.
Yes, the Cook says with Bronny getting $7 million for his skill set, I figure at 60 I can get league minimum for mine. I can put up 5.5 points and 8 a game. Come on,
your
This
dad
poor
still
guy.
your dad in the league? Because
That poor kid is never going to hear the end of it.
Nope.
yeah, but they should have known that.
Every
Yeah, no,
time.
I agree.
Like they should absolutely have known that when
What's up, Nipple, baby?
when your agent is saying to other teams, don't draft him, or he's playing in Australia so he can play in LA with the Lakers. And then he, as a second round rookie, who you're 55th, that's the pick you are. You don't have to play a 2-way contract that literally every other second rounder has to. Like, yeah, you're never going to hear the end of that, man. Like, that's just how this
understand.
goes.
I mean, I'm not saying he deserves it, but it's going to happen.
Stool apologizes. He says, I'm divorced twice, so I might be better. He says, my current wife is a lot better. That's not going to last if you keep referring to her as your current wife.
Just say your wife. That makes it seem a little temporary, you know?
Commando Duke says if there's any athlete he wants to be president, it'd be Dennis Rodman. Oh, jeez. Well, he does have a good relationship with
North Korea.
That little guy in North Korea, yeah. All right, guys, that is 1 hour down and 2 to go. Come on back. We're talking other assorted things. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Celebrate July 4th with savings at Lowe's. For a limited time, save on the essentials you need to make your garden pop for summer, like Miracle-Gro 25-quart potting mix. Get 2 bags for just $16 and get up to 40% off. Plus, save an extra $50 on every $500 you spend on select major appliances. Hurry, these deals won't last long because Lowe's knows summer savings. Valid through 7/10. Miracle-Gro excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Appliance savings vary based on purchase amount, excluding supply. See Lowe's.com for more details. While supplies last.
Do you need equipment for your business but don't have the cash? I can help. I'm Dylan Cohen at JR Capital, and we offer no money down financing on new and used equipment. Excavators, forklifts, dozers, tractors, cranes, plows, and more. If it's essential to your business, I will help you get the money you need. It's faster and easier than asking your banker. Call me, Dylan Cohen, at 602-834-7353. That's 602-834-7353. Or visit moneyradio.com and click on Finance with Dylan.
Attention all Arizona workers. You may be entitled to receive earned paid sick time. Every Arizona employer is responsible for keeping track of your hours and recording how much earned paid sick time is available under state law. Posters about paid sick time and minimum wage laws also need to be posted in every office. Get posters and learn more at azica.gov. That's azica.gov. This message is sponsored by the Industrial Commission of Arizona.
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harman Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harman Solar Podcast at harmansolar.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside not Randy White. He's taking a little extra time off because I took a little extra time off. It's a thing he does. Whenever I take time off, he's got to take some time off. Yeah, okay. He's just drunk. Anyway, Keon Rhodes is in the control room. Ralph from Harman Solar is here with us, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Monkey Puncher is on the text line. Says, sadly, I missed seeing Dylan Cohen at the Scottsdale 4th of July fireworks show. I did get to see a nice fireworks show, so I'll always have those memories. Were they supposed to meet up or something? Because I was gone last week. Were they supposed to meet up? Did you guys arrange something?
We didn't arrange anything at all, so I have no idea.
Oh, I just scrolled back and I see she said that has Dylan Cohen accepted my date request? If things don't work out with Dylan, maybe Diamond Dave. She's looking for sugar daddy. I feel that is what is happening right here. By the way, how was that? Did you go to the Scottsdale show?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Everything as advertised. Really cool.
As advertised, gigantic firework display. They said they were going for the biggest ever, and I think it happened without
awesome.
having seen any of the past ones. That one was pretty impressive.
I might go to that next year, but wasn't it still hotter than hell when you went outside to watch the fireworks?
Yeah.
How long was the fireworks show?
I think it was like an hour, but
holy crap. And how hot was it when that happened?
I don't remember, because it was
it
actually
dark?
not bad that day relative to the
Oh,
other
okay.
days. So I was like, okay, this is.
I was up north. I actually saw the Sholo High School fireworks show, and it wasn't bad. It was actually pretty good.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, except for having to be around the people.
This is the problem with fireworks.
It's a different crowd. Let's just say that up there at the Sholo High School. Hey, you know what else I did when I was up there? I rode a horse.
You did talk about that before you
Yeah.
left. How
And,
was that?
It was cool. I'll ride a horse again. I'm going to get me a horse. I listen. Now, granted, the horse they gave me was 22 years old.
Oh my gosh! So could he even stand up?
He was not
just shaking
fast.
Yeah, Parkinson's.
First thing, I'm on this horse. I'm like, wow, this is a good looking horse. I'm on this horse. I look down. I'm like, oh, look at that. He's got some white hair mixed in with the mate. I'm like, no, that's gray hair. This is an old ass horse. And he was kind of slow. And then he started having to gallop to catch up to the other horses because he knew his job, right? To stay up with the other horses. And my wife was ahead of me and my kids were ahead of her. And this horse, just out of nowhere, I had no warning. And this is the thing. This place where we got the horses didn't teach you anything, didn't tell you anything. The woman hands me the reins, says, you pull this way to go right, you pull this way to go left, you pull this way to stop. I'm like, yeah, I've seen movies. And that was it. There's no other advice. I was not prepared for the gallop.
Oh.
All of a sudden the horse is like, well, I'm a little bit behind. Boom, 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 boom. Starts galloping. My ass went bam, 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 bam. And the horse didn't like it either. He's like, holy crap, this 215-pound man is on top of me, bouncing up and down on the saddle because they didn't say, and I had to figure this out for myself. I stood up on the stirrups so my nuts wouldn't take a beating every time this horse fell behind.
Yep.
And I thought if I'd had even more time with this horse, I would have adjusted the stirrups up. So when I stepped up on the stirrups, I was even higher and not having my nuts take a beating by this. So it took about 5 nut beatings for me to finally sort out how this works and try to remember what I saw in movies. And then it was great. I was kicking him in the sides going, come on, let's go faster. I really enjoyed it. He was a nice, his name was Jack, but he also did what he's not supposed to do. He stopped and ate along the way. And he said, you're supposed to say, don't do that. You're supposed to. I'm like, I'm not going to interrupt this dude's snack. I wouldn't want somebody doing that to me every time I go by the pantry, reach in there and go, that didn't seem fair. So, now I'm like, I could have a horse.
Mm-mm.
I still worry about them biting me, stomping me, kicking me, falling on me, throwing me, Christopher Reeving me. That is a concern.
Damn.
That never goes away. But I'm like, yeah, I could kind of do this. It was fun. I did. I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than I thought it would. So where'd you see fireworks, Ralph?
I didn't. I stood home with my dogs because they freak out when fireworks go off. So it's really bad. Just flip. They're 2 rescue dogs. So I guess some of them, they must have had some traumatic stuff happen to them and they just can't handle it.
My dogs are rescue. Buddy, traumatized. He loses his bleep every 4th of July.
Yeah.
Bebo runs out in the yard and goes, more. He loves it.
And so they both look at each other like they're crazy. So, well, I hope everybody else had a safe 4th of July. We've had no reports of digits being lost or hair being caught on fire. Or when I got home, I checked the yard. I didn't find any, bottle rockets or, I found a golf ball in the backyard. I'm not even, we're kind of close to the golf course, but we're not close enough. I should have a golf ball in my backyard. Unless somebody really hit a bad shot. Like really hit a bad shot. Anyway, Monkey Puncher says, I do resent that notion that I'm looking for a sugar daddy. I was joking about Diamond Dave. Yeah, but you were also wanting to hit on Dylan Cohen. Who was the other one?
Bronny.
All these guys.
Either wealthy people or soon to be wealthy people. These are the people that Monkey Puncher has mentioned. So that's all we have to go on. You really can't blame us. You can't blame us.
She says, I met a nice young man at the Scottsdale 4th, and his name is Julian. He's an artist. I'll have to pay for our dates, I guess. Wow. Yes, you will. Wow. Kiss the Cook says, watching women's floorball. Hope this is an Olympic sport. One girl just got boob checked. What is floorball? Never even heard of floorball. Don't look it up, Keon, just in case.
It's going to be on the phone, not the computer at work, because I like my job.
Against the Spread says, I like LeBron, but his son is not even close to being an NBA player. Bronny isn't big enough, strong enough, explosive enough. I love the story about a father and son playing on the same team, but Bronny is basically taking someone else's spot that deserved to be there. It's not like he's Ken Griffey Jr. of basketball or anything. Yeah, but Keon said he's really good on the defense.
Yeah.
And, you can improve some of his game, but I can't disagree with Against the Spread. Let's ask the Lakers fan. What do you say, Ralph?
He's not NBA ready. I mean, not by a long shot. I mean, he doesn't deserve the spot right now. There's no doubt about it. He only got it because of his last name. So yeah, did he take someone else's spot? Absolutely.
Maybe, because he did get drafted like 5 spots from the end of the draft.
Boogie Ellis didn't get drafted on it. It was his teammate at Tennessee, and that guy was way better than him. It wasn't even close. I mean, so I look at stuff like that and I go, yeah, he probably shouldn't have this shot. He wouldn't have had it without his last name. We'll see what happens. I mean, he could develop. I mean, it's very possible. I think it would have been nice for him to stay in college another year or two, and see what happens.
The developing part is the part that confuses me, because the Lakers are behaving and acting like a team that's going to win a championship or wants to, right?
Well, of course, every year.
So you don't have time to focus on younger developing players. And the fact of the matter is, for whatever reason, maybe it's just pride, they gave him a full-time NBA contract, not the 2-way deal where you're playing in the G League. And we've seen a lot of guys develop that way.
Can I give you a conspiracy theory on that?
Yeah.
LeBron James took a pay cut of $3 million to make sure everything came under the cap. I think paying Bronny is the same as paying LeBron. And LeBron was like, that's fine. Just give my son this a good deal. I'm happy.
That's exactly what happened. I agree with you 100%. I was just going to say that.
The amount of money isn't really what bothers me, kind of, because he's getting paid more than
it doesn't help the Lakers
more than first round guys. So that's weird. But I'm going to let that go. That's not even the biggest hang up I have. It's the lack of the 2-way deal for me. Because if your goal is to say Bronny has potential, but he can develop, getting those reps in the G League is where that happens. That's when they can focus on younger players. JJ Redick, if he's trying to win a championship with this roster, isn't going to have time to focus on Bronny.
Well, but Bronny's going to sit 11 or 12. You know that. He's going to barely ever get in. They'll put him in the beginning of the year just to say, hey, look, LeBron and his son are playing in the same game together. That novelty will wear off.
And before they both get hurt.
Right. And then once that novelty wears off, you're going to see him fade into the back of the bench. And when LeBron retires in 2 years, Bronny will be gone that year or the next year. Because he's not going to stay in the NBA if he doesn't get any better. And you're right. He's not going to develop as the 11 or 12 man on the Lakers. This is not going to happen.
Yeah.
So this is a gift to LeBron to say, here you go for all your contribution and stuff. We're going to do this for you. Then we'll give him extra money out of your money, whatever. That's all this is. It's just a gesture to him, nothing more.
Yeah, but then you're not trying to win a championship.
Like, well, I think you are. You don't need that 12th guy.
You don't. It's not that whether or not you need the 12th guy. It's the fact that if you're doing favors for LeBron rather than drafting somebody you're actually going to develop.
But you got Dalton Connect, your number one pick, who is probably the most underrated, biggest steal of the draft, who's going to be impactful day one. I mean, that kid is phenomenal if you watch him.
Yeah, I don't worry about the Lakers' ability to score. I worry about their ability to defend any human being in the NBA. Like that, there's just like Anthony Davis is great, but when you look at Rui hasn't been great defensively. D'Angelo Russell is literally invisible on defense. Like why is he even out there?
But you run into a problem when you've got a brand new coach, and this brand new coach might not be the guy that develops a brand new player.
But he's not coaching.
But he is.
That's a good point.
He's not. He's really not.
It's not like obviously what he is going to do is going to fall under what LeBron wants ultimately.
Exactly.
But in the last minutes of a game, JJ Redick is the guy drawing up the play on the dry erase board. And like last year with Darvin Ham, LeBron was sitting there in the huddle watching Darvin Ham draw something and just rolling the hell out of his eyes. But that was Darvin Ham doing it. Like you can't say that was LeBron. LeBron stood there and let it happen because that's the coach. And he has the influence to get you fired. But you're the guy actually calling the plays, drawing up everything, creating the system. So like, yeah, I mean, JJ Redick is the coach. And
don't think that, JJ and LeBron have a relationship.
Yeah.
And don't think they won't be having those conversations after games talking about what they should do in this situation and that situation. I guarantee you, LeBron will basically mind screw that guy to say, these are the things we need to do. And then that's what they're going to do. That's just my. It was the thing when Magic was around, and when Magic's first 2 years,
and
exactly
even Phil Jackson would sit down in the summer with Jordan and be like, "What do you want?" So like, but that's not. Jordan wasn't coaching the team. Phil Jackson was coaching the team, but obviously he looked at his best player and said, "What do you like?" We're going to start there.
But this is a little different.
Phil Jackson had a level of respect and a level of ability that Redick doesn't have.
But that's why personally I think the Lakers are saying a lot of things, the right things about wanting to compete. But bringing in JJ Redick is he's got LeBron backing him, but does he have the rest of the locker room? Like if those guys start to think all JJ Redick does is come in and say the things LeBron would have said, you may not have that locker room.
I think what the Lakers are doing, and I think what ownership is doing, is they're looking 2 years from now. And they're figuring out how and what they're going to build around Anthony Davis. That's where they're looking right now.
I think that's...
I really do. I don't think they're thinking about a championship this year or next year. That'd be great if they could make a run and do that because they'd always want to win that. But the reality is they know LeBron's done in 2 years, and they're trying to figure out how they're going to shape this thing from then on and go after championships.
This is why I'm not a big Rob Pelinka fan, because if that's your plan, he's going to be 33 years old when LeBron's retired.
I know. So he's still solid.
He's still solid, but like he's injury prone now. It's at 33. That doesn't get better.
But I think that's the plan.
So it's a dubious plan. It's not like the worst thing I've ever seen. I've certainly seen more poorly run basketball teams. Like this is not a that situation.
If they could have got a big name to come in this year, they would have made a run. But they couldn't get one to come in.
And when is the last time that's ever happened?
Right. But that's what I'm saying. People realize what's going on in LA. They see this is LeBron's, basic, his next 2 years, he's out of the league. They see what's happening. And they see where the Lakers are going down the road. This next 2 years, I don't expect a championship.
Listen, Ralph, that mid-season title is yours.
Well, back to back. That's what JJ Redick's about.
Yeah,
maybe we could three-peat. I think
damn right.
It's a possibility.
Useless banners. Let's go.
Hey, they got a ring.
So is it just a slow day in the sports news? Seems like everybody's losing their mind over Kevin Durant having calf soreness. Seems like everybody's losing their mind over that.
You play basketball long enough, you get calf soreness. Like that's...
Well, because he's supposed to start the Team USA training camp. And, he's there, but I've just got to sit down for a minute. So I don't know if he's going to play against Canada on Wednesday in the exhibition. I'd say probably not. But they got 3 weeks until they play their first Olympic match. So, I don't think you need Kevin Durant, up until then, right?
Yeah, no, you're okay. you're going to be fine.
You need him to practice a little bit to get used to the guys. And that's about it.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's important to the team. He leads all point scorers in USA men's basketball history, 435 points, and he hasn't practiced any of the, I don't think ever this season. So it's just sore
you-
calf. He's fine.
Yeah, he's fine, and the team will be fine. You've got
It's an
Steph
all-star
Curry out
game for
there.
these guys.
You've got Devin Booker out there. You've got Embiid out there. You'll be all right.
LeBron's been killing it in practice.
Yeah,
They look. They're going to be good. I don't see them
Anthony Edwards out there. You're going to be all right.
Yeah, I think
Don't jinx him, man. Don't jinx him, Ralph.
No, there's nobody as talented as that team. It's not even close.
Like
I hope
if,
so.
if they lose, that's going to
a
be like.
major
So why
upset.
weren't you guys locked in? Because that's the only question that I have there. Why weren't you ready to play?
Vermont Dogs says Randy's a fake weatherman, yo. How come he goes to the weatherman convention every year? That's a
fake.
good damn question.
There's more than one fake weatherman in the world.
there's got to be a few if they let
They
him
have
in
a
every
fake conference they
year.
all go to.
Let's see here. Hefty Lefty says it barely looks like he has calves to get sore anyway. Yeah, it's true. He's
Wow.
very skinny legs there, doesn't he?
But that means that it just takes less calf being injured to have a major calf injury.
Random texter says Team USA basketball, silver medal in Olympics at best.
Whatever.
The hell are you? Okay,
Are you
so
a
who's
communist?
getting the gold?
that means that you're telling me that the French are winning because that's the only.
He might be a communist. He's a Chiefs fan.
Oh, block him. Plus, who's dad?
How does that
block
make
them
you
both.
a communist? I'm not
I
understanding.
mean, who his son is?
Son
His
is block 'em
son
both.
is Raven Kid. Yeah,
Yeah, block them both.
they're both communists.
Are they?
Well known.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
Interesting.
I'm just saying that to get the angry response text.
Keon, they're communists. Come on.
Fascinating.
Pinko commie bastards.
Maybe a fascist, tweaked in there a little bit, but
Nah, they're good people.
no, they're really not. Yeah, I've been gone a while. There's some shots to make up.
All right, load it up. Load it up. Monkey Puncher says, I already read that. Okay, let's go on to the next thing here. Yeah, by the way, stop saying, I'm looking at you, Stephen A. Smith. Stop saying that you think that Kevin Durant is going to get traded, wants to get traded, or any of these things are going to happen. He says it makes him sad.
Makes him sad.
Yeah, he is sad.
I mean, well, it is a little weird being like a person. You've got a job, you do it every day, and then people get on TV and then say things about you that aren't true, and you don't really have the way to immediately go back at them and say that. What are you talking about?
Here's what he says. He says, is like you can press the KD wants to leave button anytime and you get attention. And he says, for somebody to say Phoenix wants to get out of the KD business. And I'm sitting here like, where is this coming from?
No, they don't.
He says, it bothers me that people lie like that and the audience eats up that headline. I get sad when people buy into the lies and just make up bleep. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Of course, you're Kevin Durant. You shouldn't care.
Yeah, but
he's always been a little bit too connected to social media and the things that people say.
And that's a lot of people. But like Kevin Durant has been pretty straightforward. If Kevin Durant wants out of a place, he usually says it. Like when he wanted out of Brooklyn, he went to them and asked. When that was reported, it was reported because he literally just did that. If Kevin Durant wants out, it's not this secret. You don't need sources. He's going to say it. So it just seems really dumb.
Hefty Lefty says Stephen A. Smith's source for Suns, Robert Sarver. Oh, that makes sense. Random Texter says Rainy City bitch pigeon fan is calling me communist. Me?
I don't know who the Rainy City bitch pigeons are, but anyway,
that'd be your team.
Never heard of them.
I know not a lot of people care about the Seahawks, but that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, you're a commie, dude.
Monkey Puncher says, talking about sports, I am a Yankees fan, and this past weekend did hurt. Good. My Yankees are slumping at a bad time. What does Ralph think of my Yankees?
I think your Yankees will be in the World Series with my Dodgers. That's what I think. I mean, every good team is going to have their period of time where they slump, but they're too talented when it comes down to the playoffs. That lineup is ridiculous, just like a Dodger lineup is. They're going to be tough to beat in the playoffs. It's going to be a great World Series if those two make it, and I think they will.
No, they won't.
That's you would hate it, obviously, but
I would never watch any of these games.
Baseball wants that. Of course.
I don't hate the Dodgers. I hate the Yankees.
No, I know, but baseball wants that World Series, and they're the two most powerful teams in the league by far. Their lineups are ridiculous.
Kiss the Cook says Jordan was resistant to changing his style of play with Phil Jackson. When it finally clicked, you saw his game improve. LeBron, not so much. He thinks his way is the only way.
LeBron would have benefited from being under Phil Jackson.
LeBron across a few different teams went to 10 straight NBA finals. Like at
It's
some
all he
point, you're
lost,
just
though.
like, it just.
But when you look at Magic, or you're not Magic, but if you look at like Kobe,
he never got the great coach.
Jordan. I mean, those guys, they didn't lose when they got there. Typically, they got a couple, but not
But
really.
yeah, but I think that to me personally, that's a function of you're a great talented player and you've got the great coach.
Yeah,
that can
I agree.
get you over the top.
That's what I'm
LeBron
saying.
didn't win a title until he was with Eric Spoelstra in Miami.
Right.
You're that kind of pushes you over the top. I think that's what LeBron needed, and he just didn't have it in Cleveland. And when he went back in Cleveland, he still didn't have it.
Well, he would have been better if he would have played under somebody like Phil Jackson. And
sure,
he did give Vogel a ring, which is a miracle in itself.
Yeah, and that was the end of Vogel.
I mean,
Hefty Lefty says, better to slump early July than in August.
Yes.
Big George says, I think I just vomited out my mouth at Ralph's prediction of Yankees-Dodgers. Fifth letter says, Dodgers are choking either way in October. Come on, Ralph, you know the routine.
The Yankees fall apart seasonally. I'm looking forward to this.
I am so impressed with the amount of injuries the Dodgers have had this year and how good they're playing regardless. That's the scary part for me, that if they get healthy second half, they're going to be ridiculous.
Nobody cares. Let's take a break. When we come back, Tiger Paws has a question for Ralph.
I won't answer it.
Yeah, you will. She's nice. We like Tiger Paws. She's never said anything bad to you.
No,
she has a question for you.
She probably has. But
she has a legitimate question for you and has not said anything mean. Be a gentleman.
I will.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Maybe.
Small business owners, we know tackling your to-do list can sometimes feel like going 12 rounds against a heavyweight champ. Except that heavyweight's gloves are made of something hard, like diamonds. So when a new to-do pops up, you're like, I can't. I'm boxing my diamond boxing glove wearing heavyweight champ of a to-do list. At Progressive, we don't want to make your day any harder. That's why we make it easy with over 30 customizable coverage options, so you can finally land a knockout blow. See if you can save on business insurance in as little as 7 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliated and third-party insurers.
AZ Preps 365, your source for all the news, info, highlights, and more. Athlete news and interviews. Talk with coaches. Keep you up to date with the changes, moves, upcoming events, and more. AZ Preps 365, Arizona's ultimate prep sports show. If you miss a minute, you miss a lot. AZ Preps 365, Saturday mornings 8 till 10 on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hi, I'm Ralph Romano.
And I'm Neil Lynch.
And we're the Weekend Warriors.
Ralph, I think we should change the name of our show.
To what?
Let's call it 30 Years Sports Talk Interview Fun Time.
What kind of name is that?
Well, we've been friends for over 30 years.
Yeah.
We talk about sports.
Sure.
We interview personalities from the Arizona sports scene.
Okay.
And we have fun.
Dude, are you done?
For now, yes.
Look, Neil, all this is true, but let's just stick to our regular name.
Okay, Ralph, but I think my name is better.
Anyways, it's the Weekend Warriors every Saturday at 10 a.m. right here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Tiger Paws has a question for Ralph.
Okay. I'm ready for it.
Tiger Paws says, what does Ralph think about Jeff Bezos planning on buying your Seattle Seahawks?
If that's true, I'm not upset about it. I mean, I wasn't upset when they got bought by Paul Allen, which at the time was like one of the richest men in the world. So I don't care if his money is as good as anyone else's. If he can put his money towards Seattle and help them get better, I'm fine with that.
You seem a little nuts to you?
All rich people are nuts.
It's a good point, but
Well,
he's the
they're
kind of listen. He might come across as weird. He sat next to Roger Goodell in a box during one of the playoff games when everybody thought that maybe he might be buying into the Commandos, right? And so as he's sitting there next to Goodell, Goodell had that look on his eyes like,
anybody who ever gets caught in a conversation with, say, Jerry Jones, like kind of looking off, like wondering how can I get out of this room? Like Goodell just was like, oh my God, I never want to sit next to Jeff Bezos at a game again.
But he's in bed with him already.
No, it's not about business. Business, you want to be in bed with the Amazon guy because he's the Midas touch, right?
Right.
But when it comes to having to listen to him talk, man, I thought Roger Goodell was thinking, could I die if I jump from here? If I just jump right out of the front of the box, would it be enough to kill me instantly, or would I be mangled and in pain lying there and then have to listen to Jeff Bezos on the way to the hospital?
I think when you get around those guys, those elites of the elite, I mean, you're talking about the top, not even 1%, the top 1/4%, right? Those guys that have so much money, it's sickening. You have conversation with them. They're probably all really similar.
You can't have that much money and be normal.
Right. A little bit of that Bill Gates goofiness.
Gates, Zuckerberg.
Like you're just
Bezos.
so out of touch with reality because most people,
I'd
when
love
they
to be
want
that out of
something,
touch.
you go, okay, can I afford that? How much would I have to
Right.
work to get that? Those guys are just like, oh, I want that. I'll just go buy it.
They
Oh,
don't
it doesn't
comprehend
exist.
money.
I'll go have
Yeah.
I'll have a person make
Yeah.
it.
I don't agree when it comes to Warren Buffett. That guy is down to earth, and he does understand the value of the money. And
He's one of the few, though.
Yeah, he's got
You're
his
right.
head on straight.
But the rest of those guys, think about it. When you have that kind of money,
Sure.
it's like Keon just said, you don't even think about money. You don't need to. Life would be kind of boring if you kind of think about it because you can have whatever you want.
Wouldn't you love to be that bored? I
No,
would.
I wouldn't want to be like
I
that.
would.
Imagine everything was attainable no matter
I
what.
forget what the calculation was, but it's like if you worked at like for $50 an hour to make $1 billion, you'd still have to work for the next like 100 years
Yeah.
or something. Like it's an absurd amount of money. Most people in the billions, just not normal people.
I mean, I would assume he's going to buy, if he buys the Seahawks, he's probably going to buy the Trailblazers, I would assume too, because they kind of come as a package deal.
How so? The same
The
company?
ownership. Yeah,
Oh,
same
okay.
ownership. So
Yeah, so they might try to sell them
I
together.
think they would sell the whole thing together,
Like-
which would be interesting.
Buy one, get the second half off. I mean,
Yeah, probably. Get the
And
Trailblazers
it-
guess
yeah,
which
get the-
one
you
half
get the
off?
Blazers.
Seahawks.
But I
have
think
you seen the Trailblazers play basketball? It's
no one has. But
not well.
Yeah, I think
Maybe it's
it'd
just
be a good move.
half off, half off. You get two
mean,
for the price of one.
People freaked out when Paul Allen bought Seattle because at the time he was one of the richest guys in the world. I mean, he was good for Seattle.
If you can spend the money, hire the people that know what they're doing, and spend the money and stay out of the way, like that's fine. That like the other stuff doesn't really matter.
What's going to suck is they're going to be on Thursday night on Amazon every week, which just I don't want to see them on Amazon.
I don't think that would happen. I don't think they
Prime.
Ted Turner that thing. I think that Bezos is a smart enough businessman. He probably wants to be involved, but then he doesn't want to be. He's smart enough to know, let the football people run the football stuff. I'm just the CEO. I'm just the business
hope.
guy, and I'm going to let them run their business over here.
You hope.
Because God help you if the Seattle Seahawks becomes his hobby. You're
because
screwed.
then
then.
you're the Cowboys all over.
Right.
You don't want to be
You're
worse.
worse. You're the Panthers.
Jerry Jones
Yeah.
at least has some experience being as bad as he is.
Yeah, and for whatever it's worth, Jerry Jones has his kids, running the business
Badly.
because they're going to own the business one
Well,
day.
okay, let's
But
correct
David
that.
Tepper,
They run it well, the business, the money part. As far as football goes, they all have their heads up.
yeah, but
Since
like,
2000, yeah.
but they at least are involved in football enough to have some kind of a clue. The Panthers are just lost because David Tepper's got to have his hands in everything, and he won't let the people he hired to do their jobs do their jobs.
It's true.
Please don't be Ishbia. Please don't be.
Well, he's another one, right? I mean, you have the same issue there.
We don't know yet.
Well,
That
you
is,
you kind of do.
Not
Because
sure
some
yet.
guys learn it, right? Like Mark Cuban
The
when he
draft
first
kinda
bought the
proves it.
Mavericks. Mark Cuban needed to learn that lesson. He came in, he was wide-eyed. Oh, we're gonna buy this, we're gonna get that, and then it just didn't work, and he had to learn to back off over time. Ishbia is young enough. I think maybe he can learn that.
Well, Ishbia let
Um,
James Jones do the draft. You can tell.
Yeah, they didn't reach for anybody.
But they all come from that same island called money can buy anything. And it's just not real when it comes to owning a sports team. You can buy the team, but
Yeah.
you can't really buy the championship. It just doesn't work that way.
I just think it
Yeah.
showed he cares.
and some
that
guys
touched
learn
me.
and some guys don't. And fingers crossed that Ishbia does.
Ishbia has already painted them in a corner because he thought he could come in and do whatever he wanted. And you're right. Maybe now he's stepping back, and that would be
Yeah.
a great thing if he does. Because if he doesn't, you're going to want him out of town as fast as possible.
He's very young. Better to make that mistake now
Yeah.
than 15 years from now, Matt Ishbia is still somehow clogging up the payroll by trying to build a fantasy basketball team.
Yeah, exactly.
It just can't be done.
Great analogy.
We have a new texter on the text line. 4459 says, "Good afternoon, guys. Great show. Ralph sounds about as delusional as all them Cowboys fans. You're a fan, Ralph, not the entire Major League Baseball. Might as well start saying your Dodgers are dim boys in America's team. The nerve to say that Major League Baseball wants that World Series. You have been out in the sun too long, Ralph."
So you're obviously living in the delusion yourself. The reality is the MLB will always be better when the Dodgers and the Yankees are good teams. That's just reality.
And
I think Major League Baseball is better as long as you have a bunch of good teams playing and making the playoffs
here's my point.
and the World Series better.
No,
it doesn't have to be the Dodgers and the
No,
Yankees.
but
It's
here's
a
my
historical matchup, but I don't think Major League Baseball gives two bleeps
No,
and a
they
bleep
do
about it.
They absolutely do. So you're
When you
wrong.
say Major League Baseball, you mean the company or you mean the fans?
As combination of, and let me say why,
Oh.
not all the fans, but especially the company, because you're talking about the two biggest markets in the country. And when those two markets are powerful, just like when the Lakers and Boston are both good teams, the NBA benefits from that. They don't want to see the Guardians against the Diamondbacks in the World Series because no one's watching that except for those two markets. That's it. And they're not big enough markets to have an impact. That's reality. Sports is business. So you have to look at it that way. So no, I'm not delusional. I'm just speaking in reality.
You can want in one hand and crap in the other and see which one gets filled first, Ralph, because whoever is the best team will win and that'll be it.
I agree.
You're trying to
with
rig
you,
things.
but
He's agreeing with me. Be quiet.
I agree with you, but I also I think as a long-term strategy kind of disagree with you because you know what? People will watch the Diamondbacks if the Diamondbacks are capable of continuing to go to a World Series
People in
or
Arizona
the,
watch.
or the Guardians. If you continue to, and I remember because when you look at the NBA and the Golden State Warriors, there were not Warriors fans like there are Warriors fans now. Back before Steph Curry, there were some fans, but the Warriors kept coming back.
But that's
they
still a
built
big
that fan
market.
base.
That's still a
And
big
Phoenix
market.
is the fifth largest market. So
No, I know that.
So I'm saying that if you keep going back, there is some value there, but you can't. It can't be a one-off. It can't be a flash in the pan.
Right.
Whereas you can have like a one-off, like the Yankees are just good this year for no reason, and it works because they're the Yankees.
And also, don't give that texter a text name. Just block him.
I see no reason to block this new texter.
Absolutely. If he was calling my show or texting my show, blocked.
You better not be blocking people on here.
I block everybody.
Now I got to go through and unblock people.
Block
Damn
a
it.
bunch of us.
Well, 4459, Ralph is wrong. You should have a texter nickname, and we appreciate your input.
Delusion.
Shut up, Ralph. Ralph has crabs.
Oh, no. We still
Says, as a real Seahawks, Mariners, Trailblazers, and Canucks fan, I don't want Jeff Bezos coming within 10 feet of my teams. He'd ruin these teams. Well, why would you think that?
Why? By giving him more money?
Because if you know how to delegate, what would Jeff Bezos do that some other billionaire wouldn't do?
Yeah. See, here's the thing. Outside of a cap, he has the money to hire the best minds in the business.
Exactly.
He has the money to bring in a GM and bring in a president of operations and to bring in from top to bottom good people, unlike he does at Amazon. I'm just saying.
What?
Except that's exactly what he does at
powerful
Amazon.
company in the world.
I'm kidding. I just know we got some
Like, oh,
Amazon
yeah.
drivers listening, and they probably appreciate that because they think
Yeah,
we're
just
talking about upper management, not the
nice-
people who walk in my damn rocks instead of walking on the sidewalk. Sorry, that was.
Yeah, that seemed very personal. Actually,
Very specific.
Yeah.
I
but
respect all the people who bring me my
who
stuff.
knows if the Commanders will actually be any good anytime soon? But they're
They
at
will.
least doing business differently. The new owner, Josh Harris, has hired people and he sits in on the meetings and he watches the process, but he doesn't say anything. He's letting the football people work, and the team already functions better than it ever did under Dan Snyder because despite the fact that he had less money, he couldn't get the hell out of the way. So if Jeff Bezos is capable of putting his money to the team, but moving out of the way, I don't see why you wouldn't want that.
No, yeah, absolutely. Mr. Pink Eye says, is Jeffrey and Randy on Weekend Warriors? Well, if you listen to the show, you'd know that we weren't.
We don't allow them.
As if we'd slum it.
Actually, Randy has been on. Randy's been on.
That's just because he's nicer than me. Ralph has crabs.
True.
says, as someone who has been previously blocked by Ralph for my name, I can attest to Ralph blocking people.
I've never blocked you, but I'm thinking about it.
Every week, Ralph.
I didn't even know you were still around.
Has the mouse over the block button.
Wait a minute. If Silver Pops, how many phones do you have? The person
the
who
work phone and then some other phone.
He has his wife's phone and his phone.
Well, now he says this is his witness protection phone.
Okay, Silver Pops. This is this is like your third phone.
That was Silver Pops. Was it 9949? Was that?
Yeah, Silver Pops over the weekend texted from.
Yeah, he did it from that phone.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Silver
I didn't
Pops.
see it in here. Well, whatever the case, we fixed it.
I didn't block him.
Yeah. Silver Pops.
Silver Pops is real nice though.
What the hell's going on with you, man?
Not all the time.
That you have so many phones and stuff.
No,
You
it's
selling
nice
drugs?
to me. I don't know.
You selling drugs? Because there is no 4459. There's no previous text for some reason.
Hmm.
Or did
Yeah,
you
he-
try to block him?
No, I didn't. He texted on last Saturday for our show.
Then there's something weird going on with the text line. Anyone surprised? Raise
Go
your hand.
figure, yeah.
No hands going up. Okay. I'm just fixing that in the system there for you, Silver Pops. All done there. Nurse Scratch It. Hey, we got a lot of gals listening today. It says, how many people watch the Yankees Diamondbacks World Series? Lots.
I think a lot did because again, you had the New York market in the World Series.
And the Diamondbacks were a new team,
Yeah,
sort
so-
of a Cinderella story. All of a sudden, just bam, kind of like when the Las Vegas Knights
Yeah.
we're vying for
But
it.
she validates my point. When you bring one of those big market teams in, it gets more
Stop
viewership.
validating his points, Nurse Scratch It.
Thank you. Nurse Scratch It. You didn't mean to, but you validated my point.
Hurry Harry says, hey, how about Jeffrey getting an NBA team to Seattle? You mean Jeff Bezos?
Yeah, he probably would bring the
Yeah,
Supersonics.
he actually could. Yeah, and
I
the
wish
league,
he
and
would.
the NBA wants to expand back
They
there.
should be back there. The Supersonics need to be created again.
Crazy.
It'll happen.
But you can't own two teams. And if part of that is they want him to own the
Blazers,
Trailblazers.
Wait,
You
why,
didn't have
who,
to.
who says you can't own two teams?
That's what I'm asking. That wasn't a statement. That was a question.
You absolutely can. The
Really?
the Nationals owner and the Capitals owner is the same guy. It's Ted Leonsis.
No, but you can't own two teams in the same league.
Oh, in the same league. Yeah, but he was. I thought you were talking about Seahawks and then.
No, he meant Blazers and
Oh,
Supersonics.
gotcha,
Blazers,
yeah.
Supersonics.
No,
Try to keep up, Ken.
My bad.
Silver Pop says, I'm using burner phones because Ralph is blocking me all the time.
I didn't block
He's
Silver
a text
Pops.
blocking son of a gun.
Silver Pops.
By the way, I finally figured out where all these fake foreign people have been coming from on the text line.
Oh.
So over the weekend, we were up in a cabin, and our two boys and our two girls, their they buddy up, right? And all of a sudden, at like 2 a.m, bedroom door pounds, and my 16-year-old daughter is like, "Dad, Dad!" and she's freaking out. And she shows me her phone, and some strange phone number is saying, "I've been watching you." And there's a picture of the cabin we're in. There's a picture of her window. There's a picture, and it's all creepy as hell. And I'm like, "Oh hell no!" And then all of a sudden, the boys start laughing maniacally. And they says, "No, there's an app. That was us. We were just kidding." She was freaked out. Well, as you would be.
Yeah, that's
And
an
they
evil prank,
pranked
by
her,
the way.
But
Evil.
there's some app where you can just choose where you want this text to come from anywhere in the world.
I won't say the app, but
yes, it's that app. And so I'm like, so I start laughing, and my daughter's not happy with me. I'm like, no, I'm not laughing at you. Although that was damn good.
Yeah.
Listen, game appreciates game. That was
Evil.
pretty good.
Keon,
Lord
you need to
have
text me
mercy.
that app. Yeah.
No, don't help him.
text me that app. Keon.
And I'm like,
I
so
got some
this
people.
is how all these fake foreign people are showing up out of nowhere.
So they're actually
yeah,
just
no,
two
that's
listeners.
what I suspected, honestly. Because there's
Some of
there
them,
was
yes.
not everybody, but there were
Yeah.
some of them where I was just like, this is. Yeah, we had a German, and for some reason, every time you mentioned that we had a bunch of international texters, a new country would pop up, and you're just like,
or if
oh,
we were talking about a country in specific that we hadn't heard from, suddenly we're hearing from them.
So Pierre's fake?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, I like Pierre.
Yeah, I mean, and then all these Canadians. I don't
so-
believe
so-
all these.
some of the
Canadians are real.
Canadians I believe are real. Not all
Yeah.
the Canadians.
I would
No.
think some of them that come down for a spring training.
like oily stool is probably real. That they,
I don't know. I don't know what to believe anymore.
That's just a guy who likes hockey. I don't.
Like the
Or
Portuguese
Brunswick guy is probably real. Maybe.
Or I'm
I
sorry,
don't know.
like Brazilian one. Yeah, that was fake as hell. Remember, I called him on it. I was like, send a picture. Just some random picture.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, well, that's not the picture that anybody asked for. Get the hell out of here.
I'm going to require all foreign texters to text in something holding up.
I am almost certain Joseph, the friendly German, is some guy who lives here.
Passports. Passports are required.
There you go. Passport.
You want to text
license?
your name, passports required.
Anyway, so I was like, mystery solved. But it was a great prank. That was a great prank.
that is absolutely evil. My God.
She was still shaking up the next day. And she wanted me to be mad as her dad. And I'm just like, can't. Sorry. It's just,
oh my God.
That was just too damn good. I'm sorry you're shaking up, but that was I don't know.
I
was a big brother and a little brother. So that to me, I'm just like high-fiving the boys when mom wasn't looking. Like,
nice.
That was good, guys. Don't ever do it again. All right.
See, I got the oldest child feel to me right now. I'm like, who do I have to punch for this? It's just
it was awesome, actually.
That is awesome.
All right, taking a break. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Celebrate July 4th with savings at Lowe's. For a limited time, save on the essentials you need to make your garden pop for summer, like Miracle-Gro 25-quart potting mix. Get 2 bags for just $16 and get up to 40% off, plus save an extra $50 on every $500 you spend on select major appliances. Hurry, these deals won't last long because Lowe's knows summer savings. Valid through 7/10. Miracle-Gro excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Appliance savings vary based on purchase amount, excluding supply. See Lowe's.com for more details. While supplies last.
Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to HarmonSolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast, too. Check it out. Go to HarmonSolar.com. That's HarmonSolar.com.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Not all policies will qualify. Not available in all states.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow, it's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with the surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is living with pain.
There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Volunteer now. Help vulnerable and oftentimes overlooked children in Arizona. Court-appointed special advocates, known as CASAs, are assigned to children as advocates during their experience in the foster care system. Volunteer now. You can change the life of a child for the better. Visit azcourts.gov/volunteer to learn about court-appointed special advocates. That's azcourts.gov/volunteer. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Supreme Court.
1580 The Fanatic.
Where the hell did Ralph go? Okay. Oh, I don't see you on the thing. That's refreshing, I'll be honest, but not seeing you. But
wow,
you're still with it. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and well, I don't know if we're ever going to get caught up. The texts just keep on flowing, and that kind of just pushes the agenda of the show, I guess. Haruto, our Japanese friend, says, Mr. O'Brien, Mr. Rose, I'm a real person. I can text you in English, but it's easier for me to text you in Japanese. If you wish, I'll be happy to provide a DNA sample for our records. You really don't want your DNA.
Yeah.
Don't take that the wrong way. But no, a photograph of you, and I'm not going to publish this, but holding up your passport, and then I might believe you.
Or today's date.
Or I don't know. How do you do this anymore? Because people can Photoshop anything.
That's true.
You're going to have to come by the house. Yeah, on second thought, I believe you. 888-368-1580. Raven Kid says, so I could have been texting from Baltimore this whole time?
Well, just the Baltimore number. You wouldn't be in Baltimore. So what would be the point?
Ralph wishes you were in Baltimore.
Yes, we do.
No, not we. You. Me on occasion.
I have no problems with the Raven Kid.
I speak for the Weekend Warriors.
Do not pull me into this.
Bills fan Russ says Yanks D-backs was big because of 9/11. Well, the Yankees were involved, and Diamondbacks were all of it.
There are multiple factors. It's not like because there was one factor involved, the other factors don't matter.
Ooh, Harvey Putzwaddler, are you an actual customer of Harman Solar? Says, hey Ralph, one of my 2 solar inverters is down. Any tips on getting it working? Get a new one?
Try again.
I would depend. I mean, so you can reboot it, but it depends. What kind of inverter is it? Is it still under warranty? If it is, you need to call whoever installed it, and you can go ahead and get a ticket on it and get it fixed quickly. So I would do that.
You're in luck if it's Harman Solar. If it's someone else, good luck.
If it's Harman Solar, and if it's someone else and they're not around anymore, just call Harman Solar Service Department, and they can get a ticket from the manufacturer. And
that'd be cool.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, forget everybody else. Call Harman Solar. Harvey.
Well, unless you got it from someone else, then they'll do it for free.
Mm-hmm. New texter says, "Kiss the cook, hairy finger, or 2 knuckles deep." No, we're never going to call anybody that. In your nose. It is 2 knuckles deep in your nose. That's what he means.
Which is still impressive, but also I wouldn't want to see it. Let
it go. Just let it go. Against the spread says Jeff Bezos definitely will want to be involved with the Seahawks. Remember when he built his Dr. Evil penis rocket and rode on the first trip to space? He also wore a cowboy hat and sprayed champagne on recovering alcoholic that was the pilot. By the way, if Jeff Bezos is listening, you can go to hell for the way you treat your employees at Amazon. Sincerely, Against the Spread.
To be clear, nobody said he was a good person, because this is just my personal belief. I don't think most billionaires are good people. But no one said he was a good person. But is he capable of running a business, hiring people who are experts in that field, and stepping aside? Yeah. And if you financed a rocket to space, wouldn't you want to ride it at least one time?
Oh, that's fair.
I don't think that's meddling. I think that's, hey, I funded a damn rocket and I would like to use it at least once.
Well, and part of the thought process, it would take regular people up. So then he could count himself a regular person. If he buys the Seahawks and says he's the starting quarterback, now you've got a problem.
Yeah, that's a different issue. And
unless he's good.
He's have you seen him?
You know what?
The awkward guy.
Let's just see how it goes in training camp. Moist One says, have you seen how the Mariners operate? Bezos as an owner is a wet dream. Coming from a guy who has a lot of those. Number one Rattlers guy. Number one Rattlers fan. We never suspected you weren't real, but he just sent me a picture. He says, real guy. And he's actually holding up an actual newspaper.
Oh, that's a great way of doing it.
I'm impressed.
But no, we never doubted you.
Okay, I'm impressed, except for I can't see the date on the newspaper. But we always believed you exist, number one Rattlers fan. You're good. You're good.
What paper is it? Then we could just look up today's paper, and then we could see the whatever the front story is.
Raven Kid says, what was this about Ralph calling me a communist earlier? I was told from an anonymous source.
Yeah, your anonymous source is a communist.
Was the anonymous source your radio? Or your dad? That's not anonymous.
It was the now blocked.
There's only 2 options. Either you heard it on the radio or you heard it from your dad. That's
nobody really believes you guys are communists, although you do wear a lot of red. Harvey Putzwaddler says it's a lease through Tesla. It was on the house when I bought it. Tesla is not really great at the customer service.
Yeah, I can't argue that. But it is a lease. So because it's a lease, it's their system. So you have to call them and they will have to fix it for you. It won't cost you anything to fix it, but they own the equipment because it's a lease. So yeah, you have to call them. if they're not being responsive to you, you could call Harmon Solar Service Department, and we could try to call Tesla reps and see if we can get them to give us approval to work on it. So you have a couple options there.
Number one Rattlers fan says, by the way, as far as world-class pranks go, in junior high, my buddies swapped out all the shampoo for Nair in the women's locker room. Here's the thing. Did it work? Did anybody's hair fall out? Because here's the thing. Having had sisters growing up, Nair smells so bleeping bad. Yeah. The minute you squish and it would have never got to their head. They would have, oh, that's Nair. You know, it's very pungent.
It burns too.
See, I know it from having sisters. Ralph knows it. He was a customer.
I can't talk about it, but yeah.
So Steph Curry said a thing. I want to see if you agree that the Warriors might be the last NBA dynasty.
That's not true.
Yeah, I don't know why he would say that. He said, well, he says it's hard to replicate what they did. Yeah, I mean, that was a great way that was the right way to do it, but it's hard to do that where you draft a bunch of guys, you cultivate, you grow, and you go from worst to first. That's not impossible. It's not saying
not
that this is the last dynasty. You can't say that.
It depends how you define dynasty, because if I look at dynasty as what a team does over a 10-year period. I look at a decade. So he's maybe right to the point that in a 10-year period nowadays, it'd be hard to keep a group together because of just people just constantly are just moving around and leaving.
The contracts are, especially in the NBA, the contracts are shorter than they used to be.
Yeah.
Like Scottie Pippen, famously bitter about the fact that he signed a 7-year contract. And then like halfway through that contract, he was like, oh, got to take care of my ailing brother. Let's see if I can get some more. Nope. Can't really. So he was bitter about that, but the contracts now, because of the new CBA, are 3, 4, 5 years. But I don't know. Teams managed to do it. Like, don't you think the Celtics are going to stick around? They paid everybody. You know, I mean, damn it, I think Peyton Pritchard's going to probably get paid. I mean, like they shelled out the coin for everybody, and they're still really damn good.
They're going to be good for a few years, but are they going to be dynasty good?
We'll see. I don't know either. But like, if they go on a run where they win 2 or 3 titles, it's a lot of variables. But to say that it's over, I'm not saying the Celtics are that team or the Spurs who have Wemby to build around or whoever. Like,
by the way, it's been a couple of years since the Warriors have been dynasty good.
Well, yeah, they're faltering, and that's the reason why he's saying it'll probably never be done again, because they're done too. Like there is no
dynasty is 4 titles, in my opinion, 4 or more titles in a decade.
I can agree with that.
That's what I consider
that's
a dynasty.
A good definition for that. But yeah, I just think the Celtics are capable of it.
They are.
It depends on, like, you know, what teams like the Spurs become or the Thunder become. Teams that have young cores of guys. You win on those rookie deals, and then it makes much more sense to go above the cap to just keep everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Those teams can do it. Yeah.
Steph Curry, you're wrong.
I just disagree on that point. I don't like for him to say that it's something that's hard to do. Totally agree.
Yeah.
To say that it's never happening again.
Yeah.
It may not be this decade, but it may be the next decade. I mean, it's possible.
Is it arrogance? Is arrogant delusion? Who knows? Big George, that's not what I'm talking. He just sent me a picture of the bottom quarter of his desktop computer where it shows the date. That's not proving anything.
Everybody's got a computer.
I don't need proof of your identity.
We've seen. Well, Randy and Jeffrey have seen you. I have not.
You'd remember if you've seen Big George.
Yeah, he's 7 feet tall. Mm-hmm. How do you forget that?
I remember we first met him. I think it was at Portillo's. He's like, "Hey, let's meet up at Portillo's." I'm like, "Dear God!"
You just keep looking up and up and up. Yeah.
Don't look down.
So Klay Thompson is now with the Mavericks, which is strange. I thought he just would have been sent home, but he's with the Mavericks, and that it turned out to be the first 6-team trade in NBA history. 6 teams were involved with this trade.
Wow. The NBA is depressing in that they want to become the same sport that the NFL is, where everybody gets involved and gets invested. But then it's so complicated that you can't just simply look at it and figure out what happened. You have to sit there and go, okay, who got which guy and who's going where? And was that a draft pick? Like, it's too much.
Let me read this right from the page and see if you can keep up, because I can't.
I can't either. I read it earlier.
So All right. So also involved in this trade, Buddy Hield and his 3-year, $21 million deal to move from the 76ers to the Warriors. Kyle Anderson's 3-year, $27 million deal with the Warriors. Charlotte Hornets receiving Josh Green, Reggie Jackson, and 2 second-round picks, while the Minnesota Timberwolves get a second-rounder, a second-round pick swap, and cash. The Sixers will get a second-round pick in exchange for Hield, while Denver Nuggets, they get money.
Yeah, sometimes you trade somebody for cash considerations. You just get money back in the trade.
That's nice to get money. We all like getting money, but did you follow any of this?
No,
just not really. Even when you have it laid out in front of you on the page, you're still going, who's going where to do what now? And that extension was for how long? Like none of it really is accessible to your average human being, much less actual basketball nerds. I don't know. I got nothing.
Really wanted to get rid of Klay Thompson.
Well, it's not they wanted. He was a free agent. They did the sign and trade to allow him to make as much money as he could make in the trade.
Thank God the Lakers didn't get him.
He doesn't even fit what the Lakers want to do. Like, why did they pick up the phone and call him? I have no idea.
What didn't he say? Was it about the Lakers where he said, I just don't want another Warriors situation, is what he said. So. All right, guys, that's it for hour 2, which for those of you who have public school educations, you probably don't know this, but next is hour 3.
The light is fading, your hands are sore, and the last tool has been put away. Now is the time to feel the satisfaction that comes with a job well done. But when you get your tools from Harbor Freight, something about the job feels a little different. Your wallet. Because we believe that everyone deserves hardworking tools at hardworking prices. And that's what we have here. So, whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Need a boost in capital or a flexible line of credit for your growing business? Hi, I'm Dylan Cohen at JR Capital. I can help you get the money you need fast. The process is a breeze with a simple application and same-day approvals. No more waiting, no more hassle. Just a straightforward path to securing the funds you need faster and easier than asking your banker. So call me, Dylan Cohen, at 602-834-7353. That's 602-834-7353. Or visit moneyradio.com and click on Finance with Dylan.
Celebrate July 4th with savings at Lowe's. For a limited time, save on the essentials you need to make your garden pop for summer, like Miracle-Gro 25-quart potting mix. Get 2 bags for just $16 and get up to 40% off, plus save an extra $50 on every $500 you spend on select major appliances. Hurry, these deals won't last long because Lowe's knows summer savings. Valid through 7/10. Miracle-Gro excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Appliance savings vary based on purchase amount, excluding supply. See Lowe's.com for more details. While supplies last.
The Arizona primary election is on July 30th, 2024. Voting locations are open on Election Day from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. All qualified voters need to show ID. Still have your mail-in ballot? Return it at any voting location or secure election drop box. You can also check the status of your early ballot, see voting locations, and review accepted IDs by visiting Arizona.vote. That's Arizona.vote. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Secretary of State's office.
Steve Jurich here. After working in financial services for over 20 years, I finally confirmed what investors really want, including me. And it's simple. All they're asking for is 20% annual return with no risk and 100% liquidity. Here's the problem. A money market is safe and liquid, but offers almost zero yield. Mutual funds and ETFs are liquid with upside potential, but aren't safe. A carefully selected next-generation index annuity through IQ Wealth may offer 10% ample liquidity, principal protection, and a lifetime income yield potentially double to triple that of quality bonds. By yielding more income using fewer dollars, our system allocates more money for you for capital growth. It's a winning combination.
Call leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now, 480-902-3333. Guarantees rely on the claims-paying ability of the insurer, so compare with Steve, 480-902-3333. Call Steve now.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third
settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
It's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, not alongside Randy White. He's drinking for a few more days, but Keon Rose is in the control room. Ralph from Harmon Solar is with us, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Real quick, before we pick back up and keep talking some NBA stuff, I do want to make a recommendation. If you have the Apple TV, if you have that, you see, here's the thing. I didn't know I had Apple TV because I got the T-Mobile, and it turns out that if you got the T-Mobile, at least when I did it, you get the Apple TV for free. I was like, whoa, how long has this been going on that I've missed out? Because I've always kind of wanted to watch some stuff on the Apple TV that I haven't seen yet. And I'm like, I ain't paying for another damn service. Well, I'm getting this one for free. So, oh yeah, I'm enjoying it. I've watched quite a bit of shows on it already. My wife and I binged a bunch of stuff. Yesterday, here's the recommendation. Tom Hanks in the movie Greyhound. It's not about buses. It's about a ship, a destroyer, that helps guard a convoy of ships during World War II against a pack of German submarines. And it's pretty damn good. It really is. The audio's weird. The music and the sound like really loud. And then when you hear the voices, you got to turn it up to hear them. And then all of a sudden, all the sound effect. And then you're like, oh my God, my dog, the dog had to leave the room. Too much for him. But if you got the Apple TV, that Greyhound movie's pretty good. Next one I'm going to watch. I think Tom Hanks has a deal with Apple because he also did some movie about a robot. I'm looking forward to seeing that. You know,
I heard it was really good.
The robot one?
Yeah, I haven't seen it myself though. I'm looking forward to it too, but I heard it was real good.
Well, you got the T-Mobile. You should watch it. I wish I had Verizon. I used to have the Verizon, and then I'm like, oh, I'm going to save some money. And then I go to T-Mobile, and I'm like, hey, I remember what phone calls used to be like. But the price difference is still like, maybe I can handle just being on Wi-Fi calls for a while. And then I find out I get free stuff. Now I'm just like, well, I'm stuck here.
That's the thing.
At least until I'm done watching some of these shows.
T-Mobile, I can't, calls drop all the time. Sometimes people can't hear me, but I get free MLB extra innings. What am I supposed to do about that? It's free. I get the whole year, $119 worth of baseball for free.
Yeah, I know. I don't feel like any kind of a grown-up at T-Mobile.
Aggravating that you guys have T-Mobile.
We're aggravated too, but they keep giving us free stuff to stay.
Stop calling me then, okay? Because I can't handle the fact that I can never hear you and it constantly drops.
I'm glad I have an excuse to get off the phone with you, be honest. Oh, no, we just dropped.
It just drops.
Yeah. Wink, wink. That's a T-Mobile.
Yeah.
So, do you guys want to make any recommendations? This is kind of like the Jesselnick podcast, the recommendation station thing. I figured since I got to say I love me some Greyhound, maybe you guys have something.
Any recommendations? I think that FX show about the Clippers scandal Clipped is awful, but it's fun. It's fun awful. Like it's bad.
Did you watch it?
It's bad. Oh.
I don't know that it's like bad. Like I don't think it's horribly written. I just think the casting is the guy that they have playing Blake Griffin doesn't look anything.
Oh, you're being picky about the players. It's because I thought they nailed it with Morpheus being the coach.
That's literally the only thing that they got right. Nothing else. Nothing else looks right.
Well, I thought you had a recommendation then.
Well, the thing is,
don't tell me what you don't like. Tell me what you do like.
The thing is, it's funny to me. It's funny how everything looks. I still enjoy watching it though. That's the reason why it's my recommendation.
All right, just for the wrong reasons.
For all the wrong reasons.
Clipped on FX.
You'll get a good chuckle for some of the castings that you see show up on the screen.
Another recommendation: Shoresy on Hulu. That actually is pretty good. I don't know if you watched any of it. It's a spinoff from Letterkenny.
I still haven't seen it.
You should watch. It's actually pretty good, and the character is got more depth than you think. How about you, Ralph? Got any recommendations?
I mean, you're not going to want to watch anything I watch, so I mean.
Well, I mean, listen.
You
if
could
the gay
recommend
porn
it.
is well written,
Jeez.
I'll watch it.
I mean, I watch a lot of series. Like I watched the Gary Shandling show. I watched that.
Oh, I love that.
I've been watching that. That's just an awesome series.
Oh,
I watched
yeah.
Newsroom, which I thought was a really good series.
Oh, amazing. Amazing. That very first episode, the very first moment, you see it out there on the internet. I can never not watch.
Yeah, it's good.
Jeff Bridges do that. No, wait.
No,
it's not Jeff Bridges. It's Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels, yeah. Stuff like that.
And
I
Aaron
watch the
Sorkin's a good writer.
Pasta Channel is good.
Yeah, I'm not watching that.
There's no such thing as a Pasta Channel.
I watched the drunken Irishman channel.
There's other stuff I watched that I wouldn't bring up here, but I mean, there's.
I like The Bear. I think that's a good show.
I haven't seen that yet, but when I'm ready
Bear?
for a show about an alcoholic, I'm in.
Well,
And that's what it is. It's basically about him being an alcoholic, right?
well, the main character isn't, but like it's in his family, and it's that Christmas episode is something. It's the most intense Christmas episode I think I've ever seen. And don't
spoil it.
Just very dysfunctional. That's
Don't
all I'm gonna
spoil
say.
it.
That's all I'm gonna say. It's really good though, I think.
Spy Demon says Ted Lasso. Was that show on Apple?
Yeah.
I've never
Oh,
seen
yeah.
it, but I heard it's good.
Yeah, maybe I should try that.
It's underrated.
I don't know if my wife would want to watch, and I don't know if I can watch a show about soccer.
Yeah, but like most of the show happens like off the field.
Yeah, it's not about soccer.
It's not like every episode is a game. It's about the players, the locker
promise?
room. Yeah, I mean I liked it. Well, so
If it's too much about soccer, I'm going to dock your pay.
Did you ever watch the one about?
well, that's not fun.
Did you ever watch the series of that guy that was he was like a baseball announcer?
Brockmeyer.
Brockmeyer. Have you ever seen that?
I love
I
that
saw
show.
one episode with my wife, and she's like, "I don't think I want to watch this." And
it's
I'm like,
not-
"I do
it's-
want to watch
It's
this." But
pretty good. Actually, it's pretty good.
There was a point in my life where I thought I might do play-by-play.
There's a lot of sex in that
And
first episode.
There really is, like just a ton.
But it gets away from that.
But yeah,
as you go.
that's not the whole show. But I there was a point in my life where I wanted to do play-by-play, and there's just like a lot of stuff in that
There
show
is.
that really reminds me of like, yeah, you're on the road, you're traveling a lot between places. But they make it hilarious, and it's doing small time play-by-play is something that if you could appreciate that, it's pretty funny.
It is.
Big George says, Jeffrey, have you seen Severance on Apple TV? That show's scary good. Second season coming out next year.
I still need to watch it.
The panel for it and the actor who plays it. I don't think I could be friends with him. Because he seems kind of like wrong. I don't know. But if you say it's good, maybe we'll give it a try. Vermont Dog says, have you seen that Tom Hanks documentary about him catching COVID, yo? It was the real's true dog.
Wow.
Someone's no. Did he die? Don't spoil it. If he died, don't tell me.
Well, I think you're watching the aftermath of that moment.
I hate spoilers.
I'm surprised you don't watch the Seven Little Johnsons.
I've no idea where that
you
is.
like small people.
What channel is that on?
It's on TLC.
Where was I?
They're on 10 seasons already. It's the Seven Little Johnsons.
So I go out on the patio
Come on,
up at the
Keon,
cabin.
there's little people.
I go on the cabin and I'm making the hamburgers, and I walk back through, and the boys were watching. They found it on YouTube. Did you know this exists? Midget boxing.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. It's funny.
Oh my god!
Because they don't have the reach.
Well, they do for each other,
but some of them have really long limbs.
It's not like they're T-Rexes or anything.
No, but there's one guy that has long reach versus everybody else who looks like a T-Rex, and he just wins every time because they can't get to him.
He just starts to flail on them.
Yeah, he just flails on them. But the Seven Little Johnsons is if you like small people, I watch it.
I don't know. I want to watch about like the family.
I just am not a reality TV person.
Yeah,
so like
it's
it's
a
just
good point.
It doesn't.
Are these
But he
like
likes
20-minute episodes?
No, they're an hour. But you like small people.
I'm saying
if you like watching them run and then bounce right back up, you'll really enjoy this.
Jeffrey does.
I'm listening.
I'm all good. The only reality TV show I watch is anything where Gordon Ramsay's yelling at people. That's about it.
I feel like once you've seen that once,
and yet I continue to watch.
So
I don't
you watch
know.
You watch Bar Rescue then?
I do.
I've seen the Bar Rescue.
I like food stuff though. Like that.
Yeah.
I love watching that stuff.
They did that on a guy who ran a comedy show here in Phoenix, and I'm still pretty sure he's on crack.
Like, he may have recovered on the show.
I don't think even
he
there
did
he
not.
recovered. I think he was on it during the time he was on
You
the
know,
show.
you're an ex-comedian, and I say ex very loosely. Do you know? Have you heard of Joe Mackey or Jamie Lissow?
His names sound familiar. Ron.
I was just curious if you had seen.
Are they on a show or something?
No, but they do a lot of TV, and they're just. I think they're very funny stand-up guys. I was curious.
It's one of those things. If you showed me their picture, I probably know them by their faces.
Okay.
You know, I don't know. I don't.
I mean,
write down
Joe
everybody's
Mackey
name.
looks like a tranny lesbian, but he's funny as heck. And
on purpose or just sort of by accident?
He just has that look, right?
Kind of like how Larry Bird looks like everybody's lesbian aunt.
Remember Saturday Night Live? Remember that character Pat?
Yeah, yeah.
That's kind of Joe Mackey. You don't know.
Oh, yeah. I know. He's been in TV shows and stuff. The glasses.
Yeah. Well, no, he doesn't have glasses.
And then I don't know who the hell you're talking about.
And Jamie Lissau's from Alaska, but he's done a lot of stuff.
Yeah, send me the link. So
I'll send them to you. I'm just curious to see.
Send it to the text line so I know what the hell you're talking about. Anybody else want to ask me about stuff that doesn't matter? Anybody? No, you were doing recommendations. That's what we were doing.
Yeah, I think that was it.
So what was it? The 8 Little Johnsons?
7 Little Johnsons.
The 7 Little Johns?
Like you've heard of Little People Big World, right? That's like 20 something.
I have heard of that one.
I mean, these are big little shows. I'm surprised you haven't heard of these or seen them.
I might have heard about it, but just I don't watch reality TV. Like Naked and Afraid. First off, you see the promo and you're like, there's nobody there I want to see naked or afraid. I'm afraid not. No, thank you.
Not.
Okay, we were doing things before the top of the hour. I asked about Steph Curry. Do you guys agree with what he said? Nobody does. So now I'm going to just keep that going. We're going to do you agree with these people? Okay.
Okay.
Paul George wanted the LA Clippers, but he felt the offer was disrespectful. Was it disrespectful? Do you feel he was disrespected?
Well, what was he offered?
I thought it was a good offer.
I don't know what the offer was. He signed a
let's see. He said the
$212
initial
million
deal.
max free agent deal with the Sixers, 4 years. And he says he's willing to stay with the Clippers for 3 years, $150 million. But they gave Kawhi Leonard, the same thing they gave him, but with a no trade clause. And Paul George said the Clippers wouldn't do that or give him 4 years, $212 million contract, and they wouldn't match the no trade clause. So do we know what he was actually offered?
According to Paul George here, it says that he was offered 2 years, 60 mil. And he said, whoa, I'm not signing that. Which I agree.
So he's right. It was disrespectful.
Because
was it though?
If compared to what they gave Kawhi, who has been less healthy and has played fewer games.
I mean, they've both been a disaster.
Well, not a disaster really, right? Because Paul George has been injured, but that was mostly this last season. The first season Paul George was there, he was pretty damn good. He's played more games than Kawhi. So if you're going to pay Kawhi that money, why Paul George, who's actually played more games?
That whole experiment was a bust.
But only because of injuries, not because of
we all thought, oh my gosh, Clippers are going to be this amazing thing, and it just never happened.
Well, that's the thing is with the Clippers, and I personally always said, big if healthy, like that. That's always been the thing with the Clippers. And who has missed more time between Paul George and Kawhi Leonard?
Agreed.
It's been Kawhi. So why give Kawhi the deal with the no trade clause? You don't give Paul George that. You won't even give him the extra year. Like won't even throw in the third year to make him happy.
I would have moved on from both of them personally, but
clearly they still think that they're going after a title. Why? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
because you can't build around Kawhi in the future. You're building around Kawhi right now, and Kawhi hasn't been healthy consistently since he left Toronto in 2019. So I just. Paying Kawhi instead of Paul George seems weird. That's what I'm saying.
Fair enough.
I agree with Paul.
Here's the next one. Anthony Edwards says he's the number one option on Team USA. He says, I'm still the number one option. Y'all might look at it differently, but I don't. He thinks he is the numero uno.
I like that he's got the mindset because that's who he is. He's just he's a killer.
That confidence
mentally.
is both earned.
But I and I did go to public school, so don't kill me about this, but I don't think Anthony Edwards is how you spell Steph Curry. That's option number one.
Yeah, by the way, in practice, Steph Curry did not miss one 3-point attempt.
He's the greatest 3-point shooter on the planet, and that's the name of the game in basketball right now.
But that's a team full of guys that think they're the number one option. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Right?
And
that's what that team is.
You need to think you are,
right?
But you also have to have at least a little humility where you can play with others in that sandbox. Because
Agreed.
if he just works that and he's a jerk to everybody, it's not going to go well.
But I think he'll get humbled in the experience because right now where he's at, yeah, he is the number one option. But being on a team that has this kind of talent and being around that every day, he might actually get a little humbled and become a little better of a person and a player.
And,
so we'll see.
and he always plays defense. For him, being the number one option is both sides of the floor, which I like.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he actually is the number one option. I think that's Steph. Steph still got it, man. But when I look at what Anthony Edwards is capable of, I like that he has the mindset that every guy on that team ought to think they're the best.
Well, I mean, he's the youngest guy on the team. And he says, I just go out there and I be myself, shoot my shots, play defense. They've got to fit in to play around me. That's how I feel.
Like if you're triple teamed and still taking shots, your ass is on the bench. That's what I think.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
if you're taking good shots, it's in the flow of the game. You're also making great passes too. Like, okay, that guy's actually open. As long as it's not sabotaging the team, I don't have a problem with it.
Pinocchio says Ralph thinks he's the number one option at 1580.
Oh, that's a given. I mean, we don't have to talk about that. When you walk into the studios, you see a portrait of me. So.
Everyone can think.
I'm in the studios right now. I'm looking
Keon,
around.
You go back what I say, Keon.
I don't see it. Where's it at?
Mr. Wilbur, you need some glasses.
I'm looking around the studios. I don't. Let me check behind me. No, I don't really see.
Yeah. Keon, you're blocked.
I'll tell you what I will do. I'll get some paint by numbers of a llama.
Llama.
Put Ralph's name on it. Whistling Gerbil says micro wrestling is electric.
If you say so.
Have you seen that?
If it's fake and midgets, it's still
it's fake midget wrestling.
Yeah, I don't know.
It has to be real if you're going to get Jeffrey's attention.
Yeah, it's pretty funny though. It's all over like Twitter. It's just funny.
In the same way, full size wrestling would be.
No, this is funnier, hands down.
What I thought was really funny is I saw that news that John Cena during I'm going to air quotes a match comes out and says that he's retiring in 2025.
From what? Acting?
Exactly. I'm living large on all that Ricky Stanicki money.
Retiring from live acting to do more filmed acting.
Oh.
You're going to fake it a different way.
It was like that South Park episode where the wrestlers are there and the guy's talking and he has this passionate speech and everyone's like, wow, he's wrestling so good. What a great wrestler. Because that's mostly what it is it's talking. It's just talking. You can enjoy it.
Yeah, listen to your brother.
You're not wrestling anybody.
That's pretty good.
You're talking.
So I do want to give props to Jaylen Brown because he said, "Hey, if somebody finds my ring, my juice ring, which is actually 7 UICE ring, he lost that during the Boston Celtics parade. We talked about that last time I was with you, and I guess somebody found it and they got it back to him, and he made good. He says, "Hey, got it back. Thank you to Luke and Addie. I'll see you courtside at the ceremony."
Hey, man, that's pretty cool.
Not bad. Now the ceremony is that at a game or is that a thing where everybody shows up?
It's like the banner ceremony.
The first game of the year.
They present the rings and all that
Courtside
stuff.
seats. Hell yeah.
If you're a big Celtics fan, that's good times.
I mean, Luke and Addie are like, that's great. But was there a reward?
That's right. NBA, you don't get the ring until game 1 at home game.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah, the NFL doesn't do that. They should.
Yeah, the NFL is like, no, we're going to roll this out mid-off season.
So they got to keep trying to get some people noticing.
Yeah.
This was fun. So remember, foreigners also play in the NBA. And,
so many of them.
Yeah, well, Evan Fournier, is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
Evan Fournier, French.
One of the many.
And Dennis Schroeder, German.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I thought he looked German. Anyway, so they were in an exhibition match against each other. And does he have a German accent too, by the way? I never heard him talk.
He does, yeah.
Oh,
he does?
A little bit, yeah. He grew up in Germany.
I never picked it up when
he's German.
He doesn't. It's not as strong as it used to be. But when he first got to Atlanta, oh man, that was a German dude.
This is the guy who got offered a bunch of money by the Lakers and said, "No, I can do better," and then didn't.
And then
right?
did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So they're playing in this friendly exhibition, which is why this is even more fun. I guess they got into a little scuffle, Evan Fournier and Dennis Schroeder. And I don't know what Dennis Schroeder was doing, but he starts doing this, touching him like this. And Fournier says, "Oh, really? You want to play that game?" And legit started choking him. He just, Evan Fournier was choking Dennis Schroeder. Wow. I think with one hand, like I'm going to pick you up off the ground, whatever it was. And so then there was a scuffle, and then everybody's, and then next thing you know, they're hugging. They're hugging, and Fournier's like, hey, I'm sorry. And Schroeder's like, it's okay. It's okay. And, but then Fournier still got ejected. But just. Whew.
That sounds like a date with Trevor Bauer. That's really odd.
True. That was the problem. He didn't know Dennis Schroeder's safe word. So I don't know how they got into that scuffle, and I don't know why all of a sudden they were hugging. I just I don't know what really happened there, but it was interesting to watch.
That's weird.
Fournier got ejected. I think Schroeder should have gotten some sort of penalty. At least
Schroeder started it. I'm looking at the video now, and Schroeder kind of fake grabbed his neck, and then Fournier just starts choking him. But you know how the rule goes. They get the guy who reacts more than the guy who actually starts.
Well,
the
he was
thing,
grabbing at his jersey.
Yeah, but they should both be tossed. 100%.
That's what I thought when I saw it. And then here Schroeder was fine. German referees. That's all I can think.
Well, maybe. What they try to do is if it's two European teams playing each other, they try to get referees from any other continent on Earth so that you don't have that conflict there. But it doesn't always work out.
No, it did not work out in this instance, but hey, they hugged it out, so I guess they're fine. Anyway, all right, we got to take a break. When we come back, okay, who's the real rookie of the year? Can somebody please tell me this? Because some people say it's Angel Reese, some people say it's Caitlin Clark. We're not going to spend too much time on this. Don't worry. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
With NFL training camp starting at the end of the month, Patrick Mahomes, the betting favorite to win the MVP award. The Kansas City quarterback at plus 500. Buffalo Bills QB Josh Allen is plus 800 to win the MVP. Houston Texans quarterback CJ Stroud in his second year in the league, plus 1,000. Cincinnati quarterback Joe Burrow is also plus 1,000. Lamar Jackson of the Baltimore Ravens, who won the award last year, plus 1,400 to repeat as MVP. And Green Bay quarterback Jordan Love is also at plus 1,400. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Did you know Harman Solar has gone super high tech? There's an amazing tool at harmansolar.com that'll give you an instant ballpark solar estimate using satellites from space. You just type in a little information, and within seconds, you'll have an idea of just how little money it takes to save big on that monthly electric bill. I did it, and within seconds, they measured my roof and calculated my savings. It's very impressive. Go to harmansolar.com and give it a try yourself. That's harmansolar.com.
Celebrate July 4th with savings at Lowe's. For a limited time, save on the essentials you need to make your garden pop for summer, like Miracle-Gro 25-quart potting mix. Get 2 bags for just $16 and get up to 40% off, plus save an extra $50 on every $500 you spend on select major appliances. Hurry, these deals won't last long because Lowe's knows summer savings. Valid through 7/10. Miracle-Gro excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Appliance savings vary based on purchase amount, excluding supply. See Lowe's.com for more details while supplies last.
Screen time's over.
Be home by 11?
Put your phone down while we're eating.
When parents set boundaries, keep track of where their kids go, and talk to them about the dangers of underage drinking and drugs, they keep their kids safe. Visit talknowaz.com. Be the influence. Talk early. Talk often. Talk now.
Thanks. Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Did you know Harman Solar has gone super high tech? There's an amazing tool at harmansolar.com that'll give you an instant ballpark solar estimate using satellites from space. You just type in a little information, and within seconds, you'll have an idea of just how little money it takes to save big on that monthly electric bill. I did it, and within seconds, they measured my roof and calculated my savings. It's very impressive. Go to harmansolar.com and give it a try yourself. That's harmansolar.com.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, host of You Better You Bet, reminding you to check out the show. Now, why should you check out You Better You Bet? Because we bring you the most fun. We bring you the most insightful, the most entertaining show in the wagertainment world. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come alongside them. Plus, you'll get the best betting analysis anywhere from myself and Barkley and some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. So tune in weekdays noon to 3 on Arizona sports betting station 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
I know what I want for my birthday now. It's usually go-karts, but I think this year I'll take a remote control alligator head. Take that out to the river, go after tubers with it, scare the crap out of them. Anyway, it's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. So I got two stories right here in front of me, and it poses a question. So first headline, Angel Reese gets her 13th consecutive double-double, setting a WNBA record. Next story, same day, Caitlin Clark makes multiple pieces of history with first career triple-double.
Yep.
So here's the thing. I mean, I don't know who decides Rookie of the Year. Is it a vote? Is it by sports writers? I don't know who does it for the WNBA.
I believe it's sports writers still.
Okay, so sports
as
writers,
in the NBA,
you would think have more information to get it right, but it sounds like maybe they're thinking Caitlin Clark should be Rookie of the Year, but I think statistically, Angel Reese is looking like Rookie of the Year, or is there somebody we just haven't noticed that should be Rookie of the Year?
I mean, it's the two of them. Aaliyah Edwards in Washington is also playing out of her mind. However, the Mystics suck, so I think that they're not going to get any recognition for that. But when you look at what Caitlin has been able to do, the triple double is incredibly impressive. No WNBA rookie has ever done that before. And she's playing so much better now than when she started the year.
Yeah, she did have a rough start.
Yeah. But I do think that the triple double record that Angel Reese has right now that's not even a rookie record. That she broke Candace Parker's record. Like that is a WNBA record all time. She broke the rookie record at 9. She's now at 13, and she seems unstoppable. I don't know what you're supposed to do down there. And she's shooting threes now? Like, I don't even know. Yeah.
And then you look at the averages, though. Even with the rough start, Caitlin Clark averaging 16 points, Reese averaging 13.9. Clark is averaging 5.7 rebounds. Reese is averaging 11.7 rebounds. You get 7.1 assists from Clark. You get just about under 2 for Reese. And then, of course, all this is done. Average time in the game, Clark is in there 34.4 minutes. Reese is in there 31 minutes. So you're like, well, okay, then maybe if you were to get a few more minutes, you get more stats out of her on average, Reese. So it's kind of hard to see in a statistics sense. So, you're the WNBA guy. You got to tell us who is the Rookie of the Year here.
My front runner is still Angel Reese. I just think that what she's been able to do playing in the paint, I think that you're playing tougher competition in the post. That's where the best players in the league currently play. So like that, to me, when you're battling against Asia Wilson and Alyssa Thomas and and people like that on a nightly basis, that has the advantage for me. But I think if Caitlin continues playing the way that she has, and I still think that she's got to get the turnovers down, because she's ahead in that category too by a lot. And a lot of that was early in the season, but if it's a Rookie of the Year award, all of that stuff counts. It does make it a little tough to compare them because they do not play the same position. So you can put the numbers side by side, but Caitlin's a point guard, so her assist numbers ought to be higher.
Right.
Angel Reese is a big. She plays in the post. Her rebounds ought to be higher. Like that should just happen. So when you look at it, it's like, who is actually leading their team to more victories and more impactful wins, and who's doing, I think, a lot more of the work in terms of going up against the top matchups. I think that's Angel Reese, but it's not like it's a done deal. It's Angel Reese, put it in the bag, walk it off. Like, if Caitlin continues playing this way, you have like a real conversation at the end of the year that could legitimately go either way.
Will the sports writers get it right?
I mean, I don't know that. I've seen that go both ways in the NBA, and and in lots of sports.
I disagree with Keon. And the fact that we're even having this conversation should say a lot to you. And I think we're having this conversation, and Keon would disagree with me, but we're having this conversation because of Caitlin Clark. I'm not
That's
saying
not how you give Rookie of the Year.
That doesn't mean
I'm just
she's
saying.
playing better.
No. Let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish. I'm just saying, we're even having this conversation because you wouldn't even allow WNBA talk on this show until this year.
Yeah, but part of
mock Keon.
But part of that is because of Angel Reese, because it wasn't until they played. It wasn't until they played each other that they both became stars.
That got interesting.
Let me say this. I'm not done yet. So I look at Caitlin Clark. She's like Magic Johnson. She's an amazing
She has
passer.
AIDS?
Yeah. She's an amazing passer.
She's
Passing
so
that
brave.
I don't think you've ever seen in women's basketball before that this woman can do.
I disagree.
Okay, but you can disagree, but let me finish. I see her do things on that court that when she's passing the ball, is half the time her teammates can't handle it or haven't been able to figure out how to handle it because the pass is so good and so precise. It reminds me of when Magic came into the league. The Lakers struggled with him at first as well because of the way he could pass the ball. And he had a ton of turnovers that first year because they couldn't figure it out and they had to get used to playing with Magic, which is what I think you're seeing with Caitlin on the other end. Now you're seeing the assists go up. I mean, she's right up there. She's number 2 in assists in the league, I think. The triple-double, she had 16 in college. I think she's going to get triple-double after triple-double as we get going, just like Magic used to do as well. I think she's more impactful of a player than Angel Reese. And look at the Indiana Fever. They're not the last place team. They're actually the number 7 team in the playoffs right now. And a lot of that is Caitlin Clark. So an MVP you have to look at also, or Rookie of the Year, is how has she impacted that team? Well, she's impacted the heck out of that team. They're actually a contender right now for the playoffs. They just beat the New York Liberty, which is who she had the triple-double against, the best team in the league.
Yeah, but
that's impressive.
Yeah, and I think that one of the conversations with Caitlin that makes me not mad, but I guess, I don't know, is that Fever team has a lot of top draft picks because they've sucked for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Aaliyah Boston was the number 1 pick a year ago. Like you're playing with other really good players.
But they didn't have a quarterback.
Yeah, they were missing that. But I also disagree that she's the best passer that's been in the league.
I haven't been watching the league that long.
I mean, Diana Taurasi has played here for 20 years, and I have seen Diana Taurasi make passes that I'm just like, do you have eyes on the back of your head? How did you even see that? So I think that Caitlin's great. I'm not trying to downplay what she's done or what she means to the league, but this thing's close, man. And the reason why the Fever are coming up is a lot to do with Caitlin, but also you look at the rest of that roster, they're starting to step up too, and they're starting to play better, and they're starting to gel more as a unit. Like, all of that matters. And this is why when you do MVP conversations or Rookie of the Year conversations, it gets to be a little bit tough, because what you value from a player is different from person to person. I just think that the defense inside and the fact that the Aces were playing the sky and Angel Reese was getting double teamed, and one of the people was Asia Wilson, who's probably going to win the MVP. Like, that stuff, that impresses me, and it impresses me a lot. And I do think that because Caitlin got out to the slower start, Angel's a little bit in front.
Well, all right. So we'll see what happens at the end of the season. But my whole point it would be, Ralph, it should just be about who is playing better this year in a rookie year, who has the best stats. Shouldn't matter why we're talking about it. Shouldn't matter who brought the attention to it. I think that there has been more attention to Caitlin Clark, and that doesn't mean that she's been always the better player. It's going to be how does the year end? How do these two players match up? And then you'll find your rookie of the year. Yeah. Yes, everything you say about Caitlin Clark is true.
She's a better all-around player.
Not all of it should be the factor.
I disagree.
In rookie of the year.
They don't play the same position, so I really don't know how you can say that.
I just think she's a better. She has so much. She's in baseball. She'd be the 5-tool person.
Like I'm a literally.
Angel Reese is not the 5.
I am somewhat confused
happens,
actually
Ralph?
that Angel Reese has more steals than Caitlin Clark because as a guard, that's a guard stat.
This year, whoever becomes rookie of the year, okay, who gives a crap? Let's see who's the MVP. Going forward, who gives maybe 1 year to be Angel Reese, maybe the next year will be Caitlin Clark, or maybe Angel Reese will be dominant, or maybe Caitlin Clark will be dominant. But when you're trying to decide who the rookie of the year is, let's wait till the end of the year and may the best player win.
That season, they're almost over.
Yeah, they're about to get to All-Star break here, so about mid-season right now. If
it's this close, then anything can happen.
Yeah, and this is why I like Ralph's Larry Bird, Magic Johnson comparison because I genuinely think that this thing's going to be close forever. Like they're both incredibly talented players, and they both have elevated their teams. So to me, it's just like if we get to the end of the year and Caitlin Clark wins Rookie of the Year, I'm not going to be mad. Like she's absolutely deserving of it.
Sure,
and I think Angel's in that conversation as well. And I just whoever is,
it's about time that the NBA started getting players good enough for us to fight over.
Well, the winner is WNBA,
or at least that we notice.
If these two, every time these two play, it's going to be everybody wants to watch it.
Yeah, well, because they've played 3 times now. The first time they played, WNBA TV record. The second time they played, the second game broke the first game's record. The third time broke the previous 2. Like it's must-watch TV. It's absolutely compelling.
And now you've got that girl out of USC that's coming out next year.
Oh, Juju Watkins is a monster
beast.
I love her name.
Just doing slam dunks at practice. I mean, she's unbelievable.
She's absurd. And also, like, she's similar to Caitlin in that, like, she crosses half court. That's her range.
It's like when Magic and Bird came into the league, that all of a sudden, right behind him, you had all this talent that's there coming in the league. And you kind of see that same pattern in the WNBA.
And I do think a little bit of COVID, too, because there were players that didn't leave. They stayed the extra COVID year, for the NIL stuff. But now it's like next year's draft is going to be deeper than this year's draft. And this is the deepest draft they've ever had.
Nurse Scratchit says, it's so great you guys are fighting over a women's sport. And Vermont Dog says, every time you talk WNBA, I doze off and stare into the desert sun, yo. I didn't mean for it to go this.
Don't go blind. That would be bad.
Well, there's funner ways to go blind. Ask Mr. Wilbur. Anyway, before we go to break, I do want to direct your attention to my Twitter, Radio Pal 1580, because you got to go see something. It's nightmare fuel. Artificial intelligence is still not quite there yet. It's in the process of learning things, and then they got the chat thing that gets crap wrong all the time. But nothing gets things more wrong than when AI tries to make videos of things. And damn, a robot in South Korea, I guess, decided to off itself last month, and it started spinning around and threw itself down some stairs. It's like, oh Jesus, no,
robot suicide.
Yeah. But then now somebody had the AI. They're like, hey, show us a gymnastic event.
Oh, I saw that.
And so go to Radio Pal 1580, scroll down to see this. Dear God, it will haunt your dreams.
This is what I imagine biblically accurate angels appear and disappear like. They just
no. This is demon stuff. This is bad guy stuff.
Well, because like we have our pictures of angels and it's like a human being with wings. Biblically accurate angels have like 26 eyes. They're shaped like wheels.
Yeah, they're scary.
Yeah,
for real?
16 oh yeah.
Angels are actually scary looking.
The descriptions in the Bible they gave me nightmares as a kid. So
yeah, it's very true.
Well, then maybe that's what the AI is interpreting angels.
Yeah, just appear. Be not afraid, and then this person backflips, folds in half, and then disappears from a balancing beam.
It's worse than even what Keon is saying.
I can't do it justice. I genuinely can't do it justice. I'm trying.
Yeah, and then my comment on it, I stand by it. If this is how AI sees us, of course they want to take us out.
Yeah.
We need to be destroyed if this is what we really are like. Oh God.
Oh
it's
my
just-
gosh.
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness.
And the thing is, it was horrifying, and I couldn't stop looking away.
Yeah,
I
that's the
watched
thing.
the whole
Yeah,
thing.
you will watch the whole thing.
Would you
All
date
right,
her?
Radio Pal 1580. Scroll down and see that Nightmare Fuel. We'll be back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
They say health is wealth, and I could not agree more. That's why if you or somebody in your life is living with everyday aches and pains, I want to tell you about Relief Factor. And I'm telling you, I can feel the difference. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that helps fight pain naturally. Naturally. Now that's a big deal. Developed by doctors. Relief Factor's unique formula of ingredients all work together to help support your body's response to inflammation. Instead of masking pain for a couple of hours, Relief Factor actually helps reduce or even eliminate your pain for good, whether it's neck, back, joint, or muscle pain. If you're looking to feel better, live better, give Relief Factor a try. In 3 weeks, you will know if it's working because you'll feel it. For instance, I was sent Relief Factor to try, and I've been taking it every single day. I'll tell you what, I feel the difference every day. Go to relieffactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4RELIEF. Save on your first order. Don't let pain tell you how to live. Fight back naturally with Relief Factor. These products and statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention, like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself, or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See, we didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
You're expanding your business and need to add to your fleet. Maybe you need another semi-truck or trailer. Don't have the cash? I can help. I'm Dylan Cohen at JR Capital, and we offer no money down financing on new and used trucks and trailers. Whether you're an owner-operator or a fleet manager, I'll get the vehicles you need with a simple application and same-day approval. It's faster and easier than asking your banker. Call me, Dylan Cohen, at 602-834-7353. Or visit moneyradio.com and click on Finance with Dylan.
Did you know Arizona workers may be entitled to earned paid sick time? Employees receive a minimum of 1 hour of sick time for every 30 hours worked, and employers are responsible for keeping track of those hours. Posters about paid sick time and minimum wage laws also need to be posted in every office. Get posters and learn more about the rules at azica.gov. That's azica.gov. This message is sponsored by the Industrial Commission of Arizona.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
this is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
Download our free sports app and stay up with all the latest sports news, scores, highlights, and more. Or stream us live anywhere at 1580thefanatic.com. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, Arizona's home for sports.
Stay Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I don't know if this is a good idea. Two guys with DUIs. That's what they should call the bar in Scotland. If they're going to open up a bar together, two guys with DUIs is the best name I can think of.
It's a great name.
Yeah. So I guess Tiger Woods and Justin Timberlake opening. By the way, in case you don't know who they are, here they are. Tiger Woods,
Nice.
Justin Timberlake. Yeah, that's from their mug. There's those mug shots from their DUI arrests. Tiger, he was ahead of the curve. He did it back in 2017, evidently celebrating the start of this radio station. And then Justin Timberlake just the other day. Yeah, they're opening a bar in Scotland, and it looks nice, from the pictures.
Why?
Why did they choose to be business partners together? What a
strange,
that
isn't
connection,
it?
Yeah.
Now you have to wonder, is that a real DUI that Justin Timberlake got, or was that just to promote this bar?
I think that was a real DUI. The amount of drugs that was in his system, you didn't need that many. You really could have. Oh, you really could have just had some weed and then drove a little goofy. You didn't have to have every drug available in your system and some that weren't available. He didn't have to do all that. It just
anything worth doing is worth doing, right, Keon?
Seems excessive, is my point.
Funny.
So I guess they're calling actually the place is called T Squared or something. They actually have one already open in New York City. Isn't that where he was coming from when he got popped?
Oh, I have no idea. Let me check that.
T Squared. I like your name better.
2 guys with DUI.
That's an awesome name.
Just put it on the sign. I don't know how the city would feel
With the
about
picture,
it.
with that picture underneath it, that'd be awesome.
But have them like, these 2 pictures, but like kind of like crooked like this,
Yeah.
crooked underneath, and the whole thing is like a curved
Yeah.
sign. 2 guys, DUI.
That's a great name.
He was.
I think St. Andrews would let them have that in Scotland. Like,
they'd probably be upset.
He wasn't in New York City, but he was in the state of.
Hey, they're employing 45 Scottish people.
That's a lot. That's like half the country.
That's a lot of people who with jobs who, when they go to restaurants, will not tip either because Scottish people just notoriously cheap, and you know it. If you're Scottish, you know it. Don't even complain. You know it's true.
No, they spend all their money on their skirts. I get it.
Those aren't skirts.
Kilts.
They're kilts
or skirts. Put some underwear on.
Yeah, don't be walking around.
Do wear the underwear though. That's
yeah. I think we all agree on if nothing else. If you're Scottish, nobody wants to see that.
No one knows.
They make breathable fabrics now. Like there really is no reason.
Yeah. Keep those bagpipes to yourself.
I'm always worried that they're going to start doing cartwheels, and I'm like, I don't need to see your attempted saber toss. That's more like a toothpick. Come on now. Anyways, probably not a great idea. You have 2 guys with DUIs opening a bar, but it's happening. It's happening, whether you like it or not. Also, not a good idea. Punching a cement wall, which, by the way, we had to put up nets to protect the public from getting hit by foul balls. Now we're gonna have to put a crap ton of Nerf in the dugout to keep idiots like Colton Brewer from the Cubs from breaking his hand. A reliever for the Cubs. He gets pulled from the game. He goes down dugout. And he punches the wall. Now, luckily, it was his non-pitching hand for him, but still, you got to be able to catch that ball. So now he's out for God knows how long.
Stupid,
dumbass.
Yeah,
and it's not just him. Other people are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
There's just been a string of people busting up their hands, punching dugout walls. So bring in the nets, bring in the Nerf.
I had a few years ago. I had Marcell Ozuna on my fantasy baseball team. Punched a wall, broke his finger. Done for 2 months. Just like he was having a great year. 2021, great season.
What's with
dislocated his
wall?
finger and then potentially, I think, also broke it. Just
so
punching
the wall in your apartment or house, you'll win. The wall in
Plastic,
the dugout, when it happens to be concrete, you will lose.
Whatever happened to just
panel wood, you'll lose.
To just taking your hat and throwing it. Just throw it as hard as you want, because then your hand's not in danger of hitting anything if you're
punch a mascot.
Smart about it.
Or you could just do what Ray Rice did.
You really shouldn't do that. You really shouldn't do that.
Just saying, he didn't go for the wall. He just hit his girl.
Yeah, you really shouldn't do that. That's and Marcell Ozuna almost got in trouble for that too. So
See? He's everything.
It's just
he was taking Ralph's advice, I guess.
Maybe.
I would not.
So now we got to nerf up the dugouts.
Nerf
Nets
up the
for the fans, Nerf for the pitchers.
What's next?
You have to have Nerf in the bullpen. You're gonna have to have Nerf in the dugout. I don't know, Nerf in the hall, because maybe they punch the wall as they walk down the corridor to the locker room.
So padded rooms.
Yes. Well, they are kind of crazy if they're punching walls, dumbasses.
Yeah. I mean, they're, especially when you're talking about pitchers. Some pitchers are just a little.
It's the competitiveness. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's just
you let it get the best of you.
Yeah, just to me, it's just direct that anger to something you can actually defeat. Like,
yeah, that would help.
Like if you go in and there's a bunch of stuff and you kick it or you throw something, like that's still kind of immature, but I understand it. And most of all, you'll be there to play the next day and the rest of the season because you didn't destroy your hand.
Oily Stool says, whatever happened to just punching your wife after work? Oh, the good old days.
There we go. That's his second time today.
Why?
That's horrible.
Why have we made this joke for
I-
a second time in 3 minutes? That's what I'm
do
trying to
not-
understand.
He talked about that earlier in the show too, didn't he?
I cannot
wow,
agree.
okay. Well, that's
or condone any of this kind of
You don't
this kind of
disagree?
conversation.
Did you say you don't disagree?
No, I say I don't condone it.
Oh, I thought you said you don't disagree. Wanted to make sure.
I'm only talking about the condoning part. That's all I'm talking about. By
Okay.
the way, I looked up these two comedians you were talking about.
Oh, okay. You know 'em?
I don't think they were doing it back when I was doing it. That guy is really young, and this guy, I don't know, never heard of him.
Well, Lissau was around with like I think he was around with like Shandling. It does. Your
Lissau
time.
looks young, but of course that's his website.
It's your time is around Shandling's time, right?
Little after.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, he looks familiar, but I've never seen the stuff he's been on.
Were you around with the Larry David time? Yeah.
No, that's before my time. Wait, how old do you think I am? Jesus, that
Pretty
guy's like
friggin' old.
70.
Larry David.
Good
I like
Lord.
Larry. Did you like Larry David? I like Larry.
Sure. Well, not as a comedian. He was
No, I
horrible.
like his show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
He's a better
it's
writer
a
than he
cringy
is.
show, kind of like Frasier was. You know,
It's
that same
cringy.
kind of thing, but like way better. Larry David, way better. No, I was doing it late 80s, early 90s. That's when I was.
So you're the Sam Kinison time frame.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I used to drive that same stretch of road that he died on, and that was if you were a
Yeah.
comedian around that time, it was a little bit haunting when you would be making that road.
Palm Springs.
Yeah, on I-10 there.
Yep.
Lost Toby says Jeffrey does not condone the conversation. Nothing to do with the action, but the conversation. I'm well established as against violence towards women or of any kind. And that's why I kind of want the only time in my entire career of saying, I hope an athlete gets hurt playing the game. I want to see Deshaun Watson's legs broken for what he did to those ladies.
You've been on that for a year.
I'm saying, listen, I'm nothing else but consistent. Like when I called him Ben Rapesberger, when I have made the, I am 100,000,000% against violence towards women, but I'm always also for a good joke. So that's all I'm saying. 888-368-1580.
He just
sometimes you can excuse things for being clever and funny. And
Like
that's
for a
just what it
moment,
is.
then I got to come back and say, okay, that's not right. That's not right.
Got to reframe that.
It's kind of like my favorite joke.
All right, let's hear it.
I think I've said this recently. It's like, I came home and my girlfriend was packing a suitcase, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I'm leaving you." She's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Why?" And she says, "Well, I just found out you're a pedophile." And I say, "That's a real big word for an 8-year-old." That's just, it's dark, it's wrong.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's just one
Oh
of my
my
favorite
God.
jokes ever.
That's funny.
It's funny, but it's one of those punchlines that it shocks you at the same time that it makes you
Yes.
want to laugh. And so you're not sure whether or not to do I gasp or do I laugh? And you kind of do neither.
Yes. So I'm the guy who thinks they should put pedophiles and rapists to death if you know for sure that they're guilty. But on the other hand, I got to like a good joke. That's all I'm saying. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history.
Just totally forgot Randy wasn't here.
Well, okay. Back in the year 1973, after Texas Rangers were routed 17-2 by the Milwaukee Brewers in Game 2 of a doubleheader at County Stadium, an animated Ranger skipper, Whitey Herzog, accused the Brewers mascot, Bernie the Brewer, of cheating, contending the mascot used his white glove costume hands to relay signs from his center fielder, Chalet, clapping once for a curve and twice for a fastball. Back to me. Yeah, the manager, Del Crandall's like, what are you talking about? He's like, there was just some dumb kid in the thing. He wouldn't be involved in this sort of thing. Of course, White Herzog was, no, you totally were doing it. And I can't even imagine why a damn team that has, geez, can you imagine a team that has to cheat to beat us? We're 29-53 here. I don't know. Cheaters cheat. That's how they get all the W's.
That's if you're gonna cheat once, you just continue to do it. That's how that works. So he did have something of a point, but
he was intense though. So
a little bit.
Whitey's a little bit intense. So.
I feel like the dump delay was invented because of people named Whitey. You know, like they're gonna say some of the most horrible racist crap you've ever heard in your life. A guy named Whitey is about to go off.
Probably not a good name for a kid.
Yeah, don't name your kid that unless
don't name your kid Whitey.
Like once you crossed like 1975, no one should have been.
Yeah.
You
Hey,
just
Whitey, come here. No, you don't want to do that.
he's there, and I only know two people named that. He's one, and the other one is, the Boston gangster, James Whitey Bulger.
Oh,
those are the only. Nobody nice has ever been named that. That's
hold on. The Bulger fella, was he a motorcycle guy?
I don't think so. No.
I met a guy who was like he came in. I was at a radio station back in the day, and he starts doing this show about motorcycle riding. He was a Hell's Angels guy, and he had that voice. He had a voice. Who the hell is that? Oh, dang it! No, Bulger had a restaurant in Scottsdale. Did you know that? But I'm sorry, I'm all over the road right now.
Yeah, wait, I did not know that. I'm stunned by this as a fact. I
went in there once with the GM of a radio station, and I realized I'm sitting there, I look down, wearing a polo shirt. I'm dressed nice. I'm like, oh, I look like a cop. We got to get out of here. Now, who is the motorcycle guy? Sonny Liston? I don't know.
Well, Sonny Liston was a boxer. So
no, okay. Yeah. Maybe I'm having a stroke right now.
I'm having a stroke.
Yeah, I think maybe I just ran out of gas here at the end of the show.
Happens to all of us.
Sonny Barger, thank you, Randy's chuckle. That was the guy. Sweetest, nicest guy. Then I read up on him, and I never went back to the station when he was there again. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow. It's Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Getting quality employees